Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome into round number 1 of the 2026 Race Factory Gaming Pro Motocross Championship live here on Start Your Systems. My name is Kellen Brower, ready to bring the action for you guys here tonight from Paula, the opening round of the Great Outdoors. So excited to take it outside here in MX Simulator and can't wait to see what the best racers in the world have on store for us tonight. If this is your first time joining us for the Pro Motocross Series, first of all, welcome into the show. Excited to bring the action for you guys here tonight. We are going to have 6 races on hand for you guys. We're going to have 2 consolation races, which are essentially last chance qualifiers. And then, of course, our 4 30-minute plus 2-lap, 40 riders on the gate motos ready to do battle here tonight at Paula. 250 and 450 class each, so we are excited to bring the action. As always, as the stream goes on tonight, if you guys see any problems with frame drops or anything along those lines, be sure to let me know in the chat. Awesome already. We got iMoto251. Bang! He is subbed up with his Prime sub for his 13th month in a row over on Twitch. So appreciate that so much. And yeah, we are just about ready to go racing here already. But before we do that, we have to talk about qualifying here for tonight's racing action. Forgot to put the display capture back on. There we go. I got to turn a couple quick things off here because I forgot to do them while editing, and we'll put them back up in just a minute. But, of course, big thanks to everybody at Battlegrounds for all their help. So, fastest qualifier, your defending champion on the number 1 machine, Seth Carr, Supercross champion, SMX champ, reigning outdoor champ, 2:05.953, fastest qualifier, unbelievably fast, is what I'm hearing from everybody about what Seth Carr is doing on the racetrack here tonight, and also in the brief but quick off season that we had in between Supercross and now. Wyatt Grant, Braden Carter, Cade Matherly, Ben Nerona, your top 5 in qualifying. Great to see Payson Johnson, Alexis Leclerc also here tonight. And if you're curious about the cutoff time, well, 36th fastest, Devin Davis squeaks in at a 2:11.882. So anybody behind that is going to the last chance qualifier / consi race. And we had, wow, quite a few guys run laps. 67 nice dudes ran laps here tonight. And also, by the way, thanks everyone for sending me skins at the last possible second. You guys literally are sending it to me past the stream starting, and I had about 9 messages come in the last 10 minutes before the stream started. So tried to warn everybody all day long, send in your packs. Pretty damn easy to do early enough. So anybody that sent it after the 5:30 or 8:30 p.m. Eastern time, you will not be on the stream tonight. Congratulations, you have played yourself. So not going to get those skins in there. Also, 250 motocross class here tonight. Jackson Vick fastest, 2:07.015 over Ryan Chelsey's 2:07.9. The only 2 runners in the 2:07s. And yeah, wow, that is a 9/10 difference. So Jackson Vick is doing something on this track. Defending champion Braden Tharp goes 3rd fastest over Colin Allen and Elliot Person. Look at the smattering of different flags we have here, though. We have got Colin Allen running Netherlands, I should say. Elliot Person, Sweden. Dylan Delaire, obviously from Canada. Jack Mark from Australia. Joey Carter, also from Canada. Johnny Padani from Hungary, also up in here. A lot of foreign flavor. as we roll into the racing action here tonight. So we're excited to see that, and we will get racing here in just a moment. Let's jump in the server and see where we're at. Hopefully we're moving things along nicely. Looks like they just actually grabbed UIDs, so I'm going to take this opportunity right now then to actually run a quick lap for you guys so you guys can see that as well. Hopefully this display comes up. But yeah, not downloading that, Ryder. That's your fault, man. You got to get those skins in, so pretty easy to get them in before time. But here is the track here from Paula. Whoop. So we slide out of turn number 1. Very slippery turn 1 traction here this week, so we'll see if that catches anybody out. This is, of course, based off the 2025 layout of Paula, so any changes that you might see this weekend will not be in effect in this game. This is literally just them rebuilding the track from last year as close as they possibly can. And they have made this thing absolutely gnarly, absolutely rough. And I'm only going to be able to show you guys a few corners of it, but here's an overhead view of the track so you guys could maybe familiarize yourself with this layout here this evening. It is gnarly, man. This track is going to be absolutely brutal for these guys to go across here this evening. And yeah, we are going to see them take to action here in just a few moments. We've got the Consi race coming up first, as we already alluded to, so we'll get that graphic up on the screen for you guys here this evening. As mentioned, big shout out to the Battlegrounds folks, Lane Burks, everybody that helps out behind the scenes, because they've got this awesome graphic dialed in for us to be able to see 25 names on your screen. So you'll see all the point scorers plus 5 guys. We're going to see if we can maybe update this as the season goes on and get a little bit of a rotation so you can see further back than 25th place. But that graphic overlay is absolutely awesome. And finally, all of you guys who have been wanting the update for the broadcast cams for many, many years. We got it this year in Supercross, and JLV actually dropped the snapshot, I believe in early May, that includes the ability to turn off the broadcast display up top. So thanks to JLV for that. But yeah, 250 Consi coming up first. Get that graphic on screen for you guys so you can see it. And we'll get a list of all the runners that are set to go to the line for this one. Looks like it is still refreshing here, but here we go. All right. Timmy Briscoe, J.R. Reyes, Logan Mortberg, Jace Williams, Brandon Walter, Tyson Johnson, Carl Robitaille, Tristan Powell, Stephen Short, Caden Wharton, Connor Smiley, Jackson Lindsay, Evan Cormack, Trevin Thompson, Tyler Perez, Cody Wells, Seth Devers, Emmanuel Cepeda, Will Now, Tommy Liberta, just to name a few. Emmanuel Cepeda in this is absolutely insane. But yeah. Hey, also shout out to Chance Setzer, subbing up with Prime on a 2-month streak, or on a 1-month streak, but his 2nd month subbing up. Also, Prime Bray 67, aka Braden Tharp, used 450 stars because he has reached a streak, 10 stream watch streak over there for my guy Braden Tharp. Great to have everyone with us here tonight. Over 170 people watching live here for Paula as we get ready to kick off the great outdoors. And we're going to do it first with the consolation race. People, 4 laps, top 4 make it into the motos. Everybody else ends their start to the season a little bit early. They're heading back to the haulers. Let's find out who they are. The 30 car to sideways. Let's drop the gate for the great outdoors. Oh, the land rush into turn number 1 is back, and a few guys go cartwheeling in. It is going to be Seth Devers who leads them in and out of turn number 1. The 107 TSCZ Productions Machines. Tyler Perez up in 2nd, Mortberg 3rd, and Tyson Johnson with a good start in 4th on the 159. He's going to go bar to bar with Mortberg over that early tabletop. So we get a first look at these guys trying to figure out this racetrack. Again, qualifying much longer than the usual format that we've had for Supercross this year. It is not a 1-hour qualifying format. It is basically a 1-day qualifying format. The track got released last evening, so about 5 p.m. Pacific. So it's basically been 24 hours of qualifying. Got released last night, and these guys have been grinding it. They've probably taken a day off from work, a day off from school, whatever it is, to just absolutely be burning the laps down and try to make it in. But unfortunately for all these guys, they didn't even make the Fast 36. That is how many guys we have signed up here this evening at Paula. Johnson moves up in a 2nd. Not for long, though. Back up the inside. Tyler Perez retakes the position, and they launch down the hill there from the top. So big jump up at the top. all the way to the inside line for all these guys. Tricky inside line to get to. And Johnson and Mortberg now settling into third and fourth. Will now closing up and making the pass, actually, as Johnson went down. So Will now, the 824 Nexus KTM, has found his way into that fourth and final transfer position. Again, only 4 riders will go through in this one. So you got to be in that top 4, and you got to make it happen early. You can't let these guys get too far away. Devers, Perez, Mortberg, Will now your top 4 positions. And now feeling a little bit of heat not too far back, the 42 of Jackson Lindsay. You'll notice there are a few 2-digit guys on this list. As now goes down, Jackson Lindsay's going to go by. The 139 of Tristan Powell also goes through, as do several other names. And Jackson Lindsay does indeed move up into the final transfer position. Oh, and Mortberg goes down out of third. So early chaos, cementing positions at the front. And Mortberg will fall down all the way back to 6th. That moves Tristan Powell now onto our bubble position. The SwapMotoLive.com Suzuki. Sounds like someone may have just crashed on the backside of this, and yes, they have. It is Tyler Perez, who was your leader, and he falls out of a transfer spot. Connor Smiley goes by, and we're seeing how treacherous this racetrack is. There has been a lot of feedback in the Race Factory Gaming Discord about this track. Who built it? What were they thinking? It is absolutely gnarly, and it has not even been worn in from erode. The track will only get gnarlier as the night goes on. The erode system in game tearing up the track a little bit more, but you can see how naughty it already is just from the start of this race. So Smiley charging up the hill in the 4 position. Still Devers from Lindsay, Powell, and Smiley. You can keep an eye out for where your favorite racers are all the way down the list. Brandon Walther is in 26th. He is out of this one in the early goings. Smiley actually looks like he's closing up on Tristan Powell a little bit. So instead of being caught from behind, he is looking forward. Always a smart strategy of attack as well. You don't want to let these guys get ahead of yourself. Bubble position, always a tough spot to be in. A little bit more so when it comes to Supercross, but don't want to see it no matter what format you're racing. Looks like he has been stabilized in this 4th position. And Tristan Powell's going to be feeling that heat before long. We'll jump out to your race leaders. Seth Devers, TSCZ Productions out front here at Paula. And halfway through this Consi race, he is going to fold it up and go down. And that is a lengthy fall-off crash, folks. Hit his head and goes down. Jax Lindsay is going to take over the race lead there on the 42. And fortunately, Tristan Powell did not get too much closer. Mortberg also went by, so Connor Smiley went down somewhere. Well, I don't know what the deal is, Tharp. I got like 8 people sending me skins super last minute. So if they really want me to try to squeeze all these in between the consies or something, I don't know. But kind of ridiculous you guys couldn't get them in sooner. I mean, seriously, we've known about this for 3 weeks. You had an extra week off for the Nationals. Everyone had their skins probably dialed in, or should have, soon enough. And here we are, year who knows what of the Nationals. This is year 18 of running the outdoors. Yeah, no, I mean, there was no skins thread. I'm not going to go diving through all the teams threads and stuff like that because it's kind of too much for me to figure out what's AMs, what's pro, whose pack is what. So it's annoying the way that this whole system works. It'd be much easier if it was just like streamlined and put in one place. Perhaps Race Factory could put up a place in their Discord for it. But it is what it is. But yeah, if you send them to me, I'll try to cheekily download them really quickly or something like that. Get them in. I'll grab the last 3 ones that got sent to me here. So Sorry for those watching the console. You're going to be hearing no noise for just a minute, but at least you'll still see the action on screen while I get busy trying to download all this crap. Oh, Jax Lindsay just went down with the race lead. We'll jump back in. That is going to give Seth Devers back into the front he goes. Mortberg now to third, and Tyler Perez is in fourth, but I think that's Tyson Johnson maybe back there that was closing up on him. No, it's Cody Wells, excuse me, on the 60 Twizy Cowie. So the Twizy Cowie closing up on the 4.35 of Tyler Perez. Quentin Hallam is also back there on the 9.28, and Wells goes down. So now it's just Hallam who could close up on Perez. And we'll stick with this battle as I jump out real quick again to download. Oh my God, you guys are sending so many packs in now. I just got like 8 new messages. This is just fantastic. Always what I love. And it's never a link to like what I need. It's always like, here's just like a folder with a bunch of random garbage. Figure it out yourself, Kellen. Congratulations. Meanwhile, we got to change for position. Hallam has gone by. Oh, and Perez goes down. So Perez goes down. Trying to figure all this out. We'll go back to our leader, Devers, for just a minute while we keep downloading this stuff. He's got that already. Atlas. 8.8 gigs for the Atlas pack. Who is shoving stuff in there? What are you guys doing? Sending my computer to the stratosphere right now. Downloading so much stuff. And uploading at the same time as we stream. It's fantastic. All right. So Seth Devers, Mortberg, Jax Lindsay, Quentin Hallam is our transfer positions here on the final lap, and Hallam has gone down. He's going to try to pick it up as Tyson Johnson gets there. Hallam's going to beeline across the inside. Johnson almost loops out. Could that come down to penalties? Oh, boy. Curious about that track re-entry. Meanwhile, up front, Seth Devers wins the 250 Consi. Mortberg second, Jax Lindsay third. Here we go, last corner. Hallam, Johnson up the insides trying to get there. Now it's a scrub fest to the flag. Who's it going to be? It's Hallam over the line, but does Johnson get it on penalties? No, Tommy Liberta gets it on penalties. What? So Johnson, 1/10 back, loses it out on penalties. Holy smokes, Luberta finished 6th, but he's going to get in. Quentin Hallam with that late track cut drops from 4th to 6th, and it's Luberta, Lindsay, Mortberg, and Devers making it in. Holy smokes. A lot of guys missing out. That's unfortunate for them. But congratulations, Seth Devers, on the big dub here. And now you guys are going to get a peek behind the curtain as we're going to have to go out of the game for just a minute and start moving some of these packs over. Da, 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 da. Who pays for WinRAR? So many packs. Never-ending packs. Yep. Pretty embarrassing. Indeed, I would have to say. How much longer has that got? 30 seconds left. All right, we're going to wait for that. Well, unfortunately, my guy Awood, well, not unfortunately, Awood got a job. He's moving up in the world. So, come back to my dumb face here for just a minute. Hang out with you guys for just a moment as we wait for this skin to be done. But yeah, Awood got a job, so he had to move actually. So he used to live a little bit closer to me. And now I moved a little bit further away. So because he moved further away, the drive is a little bit too much. He's going to try to make a couple at some point, maybe more so next year for Supercross. I don't know why there's not a skins thread. Shirley made the one for Supercross. I thought for sure he would do it again, but I digress. Yeah, but it's not, I don't care, Colin, that people are mass sending me stuff. Don't care at all. Go ahead, man. Like, there is no skins thread, so I fully expected my DMs to be blowing up. But y'all know when the race is starting. You know when UID grabs are. And to be sending me the pack while the stream is going on is ludicrous. Like, you had all day. You had the ability to DM me on the forums. It's not that hard. But I digress. We will move on from this. And thank you, by the way, iMoto, for creating a skins thread in RF now, so at least it's there. So the RF Discord is where you can go for that. And we will move on to the 450 Consi. Hey, shout out, It's Not Jackson, Prime sub number 14. Seth Devers on top. It's the way we do it. All right, so everybody that just sent me packs, I have it now. Congratulations, even though you guys waited till 5:52 or 5:45 or whatever. You're getting the benefit of the doubt because I still want the stream to look good. Oh, I stopped streaming for a lot more reasons than that, Coda. But doing some of these outdoors for the love of the game. Won't be able to do all of them, but I will do as many that I can. Never fails. Chase Blakely, 5:53 p.m. UIDs have been grabbed for 23 minutes. And there is a DM that comes in. Never fails. Alrighty. Man, we got some names in this one. Pachone, St. Laurent, Wisdom, Burke, Rakovsky, George, Bear, Reed Young, Josh Gilmore. The JGMX himself is in this race, folks. Yeah, get excited about it. Langstrup, Shipley, Heilman, Evans, Smith, Prokop, Vial, Novak, Bridges, Fowler, Barbosa, Pankow, Fresquez, and Dustin Garrett make up the guys that are going to the gate here for our 450 consolation race here from Paula. Here we go. Ooh, big crash up the inside. More bar banging as they ran deep and up the inside. It was Anthony Pachone for Spink. 127. Out front early, Langstrup, Shipley, and Heilman all at the sharp end of the field. Good to see Jeremy Shipley back. But Pachone with the early race lead. He is a ripper. Be surprised to see him not make it in. So it's Pachone in the early race lead, getting away from the rest of the field. You get a look on the left-hand side of your screen. All the runners back to 23rd place. Only the top four make it into the motos. 36 runners have already qualified in. And we'll see that starting up here in about 10 minutes' time. So stick with us. The big dogs coming out to eat here in just a little bit. We'll see defending champion Braden Tharp in the 250 class. He wasn't your fastest qualifier tonight, though. That was Jackson Vick. We'll see those guys in a bit. Langstrup, Shipley, Heilman, 345 or 234, I should say. 345 goes back to Damon Evans on the BPC 158. Ooh, getting a little sideways at the bottom of the hill there. So Evans trying to iron it out here just a little bit and close that gap down to Heilman. But Heilman, he's got that low number 30 for a reason. He is a really fast racer in this game, and if he doesn't make it in, that is going to be a bit of a surprise as well. Yeah, Pablo Vial not making it straight in, also a bit of a shocker, and he has gone back all the way to 14th place with a crash here. 15th, actually, I should say. So he's got a lot of work to do. But between Heilman, Vial, and Austin Bear, those are the only two-digit guys in this race, which means they scored plenty of points last year to even get national numbers. Heilman's case, a very low national number of 30. And to be in the Consi is not where you want to be in the early stages of this. Damon Evans on that BPC machine is definitely starting to close the gap down, it feels like. Everyone funneling to that middle rut, hopping back out, crossing over to the inside. Jump out to that second rut, let it carry you through, a little bumpy on exit. In fact, why don't we do a bit of onboard action with Mr. John Heilman. We'll zoom out a little bit here because that's a little bit tight. 113 on the FOV. And this will give you an idea just how ridiculous this racetrack is, man. It is treacherous for these guys to tackle. Man, that hill looks so much nicer in first person. As a third person player, you can't see anything going up it, but first person, very nice. Looking at the rear end of Jeremy Shipley, who is a former overall winner in this 450 class in Race Factory Gaming National Competition. I want to say he's won 2 of them, but I'm sure Lane Burks will tell me that it's 3 or something along those lines. Ooh, jumping off the track, Mr. Heilman. Hold on to her there. Still Pachon leading from Langstrup. You're watching on board with 4th place, John Heilman. And he's actually losing touch with Damon Evans just a little bit behind him. Lap time check, 2:17.0. Shipley in the 2:16s, 2:15 for Langstrup, and your leader at a 2:16.2 out front. Remember, fastest qualifier was a 2:05. So race pace going to be a bit slower, I'd have to imagine, tonight, but we'll see when reigning champion Seth Carr takes the track, what he's able to do on this racetrack. Halfway through the Consi, though, it's still Pachon leading from Langstrup, Shipley, and Heilman. These guys are very, very consistent, very stable so far through these first 2 laps on a track that is quite tricky, has bitten a lot of people in qualifying over the past day. Get a look there at Damon Evans on your screen, still running down in the 5 spot, trying to close the gap down as best as he can. Fastest lap of the race just got ran behind these guys, 9 seconds behind them, but 4 seconds a lap faster. Austin Bear on the 99 is cooking. Trying to close this gap down. I told you these 2-digit guys, they're 2-digit guys for a reason. So can Bear close down this gap? I mean, 2 laps, gaining 4 seconds a lap. It's certainly not completely impossible, but it is still a big amount of time to overlap. Would really help his case if Damon Evans can catch John Heilman here and get himself into a battle for that 4th position. Definitely seems that the 450 guys are a little bit more consistent, though. Gonna need a bit more help, I think, if you are Austin Bear. He's still trying, though. We'll see. Lap time check this time by. We'll give you guys an indication as the white flag is in the air. Final lap of the 450 Consi here at Paula, round 1 of the Pro Motocross Championship in MX Simulator. There is Heilman still holding on to your bubble position. He's been there pretty much from the start. And the leader's slowly pulling away from him. But I think Heilman's just trying to keep it on two wheels, make it to the flag, and not put himself in a bad position. Oh, like that, Damon Evans down. And it was a 2:16.0 last time by for Austin Bear versus a 2:18.1 out of Heilman. So 2 seconds a lap faster, but he's going to need a lot more than that. He is still about 8 seconds behind that bubble position. And Heilman is now able to kind of lock it down into cruise control, as is Jeremy Shipley. Nicholas Langstrup. Langstrup looks like he wants a piece of the lead. Anthony Pachone feeling the heat out front, but Langstrup, a small mistake. That might spell the end of it there for him. So Anthony Pachone, with about 4 corners left to navigate, is on his way to winning the 450 consolation race here at Paula, locking himself into the opening motos of the 2026 season. Got off to the hole shot and never looked back. Had a little bit of early heat, but has stabilized with a few second lead. Langstrup clawing it back late, trying to make a cheeky late pass if he could, but I think it's going to be Pachone who brings us down. With 1 turn left to go, he's got it locked down. To the finish line we come. The 450 consolation race is done. Here at Paula, Anthony Pachone is your winner. Nicholas Langstrup second. Jeremy Shipley crosses the line in third, and it is going to be John Heilman stamping his ticket through in fourth. And we have got a real big pants boy in the chat, William Wheelie, calling out us nerds. Get a real dirt bike. Stop playing games for babies. He says, as he probably doesn't even know how to run a computer. Some more battles going on back here. Carl Novak, Tyler Smith, Barboza, Dustin Garrett going down. Poor old Tyson Fresquez, 2012 Race Factory Gaming National Champion, is going home early here tonight. Good to see him back at the races this year, all year long. He's tried so many of the Supercrosses, now tries the opening round of Nationals, but unfortunately for him, this night is over right there. Dustin Garrett, Bridges, Wisdom, Ryan Burke, Josh Gilmore, Reed Young, William St. Laurent, Pablo Vial, JT George, Caden Pankow, Ashton Rakowski didn't make it to the flag. So we'll wait for a few guys to bring it home, but that'll do it for our consolation race here. 250 Moto 1 coming up in a moment. And welcome back, everyone, into round number one of the 2026 Race Factory Gaming National Championship. Live here on Start Your Systems, Kellen Brower in the booth, ready to bring you guys the action here for the opening round of the outdoors from Paula. 250 Moto 1 coming at ya. Big names in this one. The defending champion of the one, Braden Tharp, will be here. Johnny Padani, Tommy Liberta, Luke Sullivan, Seth Devers, Jake Spees, Jack Mark, Christopher Harris, Dan White, Noah McLaughlin, Tyler Valentine, Cash Woods. Just to name a few. Former series champion Logan Leitzel is on the gate here tonight as well on the 3. Your fastest qualifier, Jackson Vick, rolls out on the number 18 machine. And a lot of guys that want to believe they can win this 250 outdoor title, including both of our 250 Supercross champions. Of course, Tharp, defending outdoor champion, is going to make it a go again in the 250 class here, but also Cash Woods on the 14. 250 West champion indoors. Can he take that momentum into the great outdoors? We are going to be looking to find out. Ooh, is that going to be too laggy? Yeah, that might be a touch laggy. Lane, hold the gate, please. Lane, hold the gate if you can, or if oh, why did that go back to that? That's not what I wanted. If you guys could just hold the gate for a second, pretty please, pretty please. I don't know why that loaded that old setting. Tried to lower the graphics just a tiny bit. Okay, I'm going to try to get back on quickly. My bad. I lowered the settings like an hour before the stream, but I wonder if I had like another sim window open or something and it didn't save it. So that's my bad. Should be better now. Okie dokie. So once again, we're about to load in. I don't know. There's probably a lot of people running 8K skins in here, but I always got to lower my graphics a little bit just because of it. Always interesting, this moment of the championship. This is the last 2 minutes before we drop the gate, where everyone still believes they have a chance of winning this title. And a lot of people believe they have a chance to win here tonight. And once we drop the gate, there's going to be some unhappy people with some bad starts, and a few guys that get away scot-free, they're going to be feeling really good about it. So, who gets the all-important stats guy? Whole shot here tonight at Paula. Going down the list with the way things have trended lately, gotta say I'm feeling good about the chances of seeing maybe the 15 of Jake Spees jump out to the whole shot. Pretty good starter is Mr. Spees. Anybody else jumping off the page to me? Joey Carter. That's a good shout on the 20. Pick him as one of our one to watch for the whole shot. Always got to watch out for the one of Braden Tharp. But plenty of names that believe it should be theirs, and only one guy will get it. 40 riders on the gate, man. It doesn't get much better than this. This track is going to get nasty. It's already nasty. It's going to get nastier. And these guys are going to absolutely send it here at Paula. We got OGBPC, a.k.a. Braden Carter, in chat saying his boy Isaiah is going to get the whole shot. We'll see if that's true or not. All right. Thank you for the hold, Mr. Burks. My apologies. You guys are in the clear whenever you're ready. Okie dokie, artichoke. Let's decide a round one winner here, shall we? Ryan Chowsey, Isaiah Dickerson, one to watch. We got It's Thumper subbing up with his Prime sub on Twitch. Thank you so much for the support. Woo Pig. Oh boy, it is time for the great outdoors. Dickerson down the inside. The one is also down there as well. We'll see where he comes out. The 3 of Logan Leitzel about mid-gate. As the card goes sideways, 40 riders ready to head into turn number 1. Let's drop the gate here in Paula. .33 machine gets there first, but a couple guys stack up on the inside. In fact, a huge pileup on the inside. Stats guy, whole shot. Johnny Padani. Tsunami machine out front on the 33. Underground RC Suzuki. Nick Casella, Colin Allen, Logan Leitzel. Noah McLaughlin inside of the top 5. The number 1 machine was down in turn number 1, and boy, is he buried. I don't even see him in our top 20 positions as Padani leads early. Under attack, though. Colin Allen to the outside on the 351, trying to take over the race lead. Not quite there just yet. Padani holds it down up the inside. We're off and running here at Paula. Leitzel with a great start. Right in behind these guys as Padani goes for the scrub double. Logan Allen has come here to play, though. The 72 in your program book, but the 351 on the racetrack. Going to get a talking to from Race Factory, I'm sure, after this moto is over. But right now, he's going after the 33 of Padani out front as these two are setting sail. I just saw the one machine flash in a 36th place on my scoring pylon, and then he disappeared off, so he's even further back than that. Dead last is the report for Braden Tharp as we got a new leader. Colin Allen takes over at the front. Cookie Monster to the lead. It's Colin Allen from Padani. Nick Casella up here on the 209 with Leitzel in 4th. Jack Mark rounds out our top 5. Unbelievable kickoff here to the Nationals. Can Colin Allen run away with the early race lead as everybody tries to figure it out behind him? Padani wants a piece of the lead back, but Colin Allen's going to lead the opening lap of the season. Out front, cruising. Jumping to the outside as Padani over the bars out of second. Went for the inside line and it got him. There's Stevenson going by on the 24, the 45 of Caden Kepke going by. And Padani gets going just as the 15 of Jake Spies gets there, all the way back to 9th. Jack Mark went through, Nick Casella went by, Elliot Person and Dylan Delaire also went by. Leitzel up into 2nd place now on the number 3 Yogi. I don't even know what it is. Yamaha still? Who knows? They didn't put their skins out. Little off-track excursion for the former champion. Back to our race leader, though, Colin Allen. Yogi Honda. Colin Allen just running away with this. The early speed is impressive. The 3.51. There's Leitzel and Nick Casella. This is also a fantastic early ride for Nick Casella. 113 Moto Honda. 209 means he did not score enough points to get a 2-digit number last year. And I didn't even see him much in Supercross, but he's up here in 3rd. Check that, back to 4th and now 5th. As the 82 of Elliot Person goes by, as does the 40 of Jack Mark. And off track, Logan Leitzel just ahead of these guys. So Mark's going to close down just a little bit. Update on Tharp, 32nd. I know you guys can't see that on your screen. We only go down to 25th, but 32nd place for your defending champion. And he is absolutely living it back there right now. How about Elliot Person, though, on the 82, the rider out of Sweden? Homeless. He ain't got no home, Lieutenant Dan. He's up here in the top 5, trying to find his way to a podium position. Like that double to the outside option for those guys. Bit of a stack up, though. You can feel like the track does lend to a couple one-line options throughout this place. Dylan Dallaire trying to close that gap down as well. Still Leitzel up ahead of these guys, and then Nick Casella feeling the heat from Padani, who has slipped back to 7th. Caden Kepke on the 45, Garrett Hollenbeck on the 742, and then Seth Devers is rounding out our top 10 positions early in the runnings here. So here's a run through the field back to our defending champion. He's down in turn 1. Braden Tharp is on the deck, and he's going to fall back to 35th place, Will the Champ. So we'll go on board with him here for a minute, and this is what it looks like to have almost the whole field in front of you. You can see the map in the upper right-hand corner of your screen. It is a trail of ants, and he's got to pass so many of them to even get into the points. Fortunately for him, he has got a lot of time left, 24 minutes plus 2 laps to get it done from here. Big triple over the middle right there. Whoa, easy does it, fella. Got that kicker. This is not a track that you want to have to be pushing on either, which Tharp is in full send mode right now. Trying to not let this get any worse than it already is. Guy's down on the uphill in a bad spot. He's going to gain 4 spots right there. Go at the inside right here, see if he can't get a pass done on Jack Gatlin, who's just ahead of him. Very one-lined area of the racetrack through here. I think everybody kind of tries to funnel outside. Tharp's going to try a different line, though. He's going inside. Doesn't quite get an angle on the pass, but then going down, looks like that was Braxton Martin on the Sunbelt 412. So you're seeing him make some progress now. 29th, another rider going down. And that was unfortunately the 14 of Cash Woods. So your 250 West champ not faring much better than your 250 East champ as Tharp forces the issue down the inside of Gatlin. Wow, and all the way back here already is Nick Casella in 27th place right in front of him. Remember, Casella was up there battling for a podium early on. And you see what is going on with the 1 right now. By the way, we lost the 3 of Logan Leitzel. He's back to 7th as we take a look at our race leader again. Colin Allen just reset fastest lap of the race at a 2:12.109. He is 8.3 seconds out front of this race. Unreal performance. And seemingly out of nowhere as well. I mean, he's been fast in qualifying before, but I don't think we've seen race pace to this level for him. Jack Mark now to 2nd. Johnny Padani is 4th behind Dylan Dallaire. Caden Kepke rounds out your top 5. There is Leitzel, who is actually now in 6th on the number 3. Hollenbeck dealing with some heat now from Elliott Person, who has slipped back into the 8th position. Little battles to be had all through the top 10 right now. Maybe the best one could be this one, Caden Kepke and Johnny Padani trying to dispute 4th position on the racetrack. My guy, Braden Carter, we had it for all of Soupy. Did you not notice, Sunshine? Bar to bar down this table to table to table section over the finish line jump. And Padani swoops across the front of Kepke to hold position, but Kepke uses this outside to in option, and it works. Can Padani fight back to the outside to make a pass back? Oh, it's close. Kepke's going to try to swoop the corner off, but it's not close enough, as Padani holds position there in 4th. Good little back and forth between those two. Not even a third of the way through this race, I should say. Got our first look at Tharp on the leaderboard up into 21st place, so he's almost made it into the points. How far he goes is entirely up to him from here. Joey Carter fans out there wondering where he is. Looks like he is running in the 23rd position right now. 23rd place for Joey Carter. Donnie just doesn't want to let Koepke go by. They have both gone by Dylan Dallaire, who crashed. So they're now 3rd and 4th respectively. But oh, and now a big one for Koepke down the hill. Rear end caught the end of that tabletop. And down he goes. So his teammate Hollenbeck going to go by. Elliot Person went through. Logan Leitzel also went by. And of course, Badani's still in 3rd. Koepke all the way back to 7th. Seth Devers, fresh from winning the Consi, is in 8th, but not for long. Jake Spiess is going to go by him for District. And I'm a little bit worried that the District skins aren't loading for me because I absolutely did download them from Spiess. So I don't know what's going on right there. You know what? Just to be safe, I'm going to re-download them right now. Going to re-download them right about now. Meanwhile, get the Yogi skins while we're at it. So bear with me. Of course, the first round, always a bit of a hassle trying to get everyone's skins lined up. And then I'm sure by round 2, everyone will have a brand new pack to use. Also get the BPC boys since we're jumping out to re-download something. So might as well get them too. And Spiess somewhere down here. There we go. District Designs GP skins. I don't need those. Need these. District Designs MX2K. 3.9 gigs. Not as bad as whatever that team was that was running some crazy skins. Okay, we're back. I know. Sorry, breaking the immersion. Ooh, looks like Leitzel had another crash. He's back to 7th. So Jack Mark is in 2nd place ahead of the 33 of Johnny Padani here. And a lot of crashes are preventing anybody from having a run at our race leader, Colin Allen, who is still cooking out front. Gonna rename him to the Cookin' Monster instead of the Cookie Monster. He has taken off with this lead and absolutely ran with it. But this is MX Simulator at the end of the day, if you haven't been with us before, and this game always has a way of just ruining your day when you least expect it. So if you're Colin Allen, you cannot sit on any comfortable gap of yours right now. 9 seconds is not enough. That is one little dumb crash away from falling all the way back. So we'll see if he stays the course out front or if something else happens. Jack Mark, Johnny Padani, Garrett Hollenbeck up into the 4th spot, your top running 3-digit runner right now. I know it looks like out front is a 3-digit, but Colin Allen is supposed to be number 72. He's just running the wrong skins. Coda, honestly, I don't run the new replacement pack because I'm too lazy to. I probably should re-download every New Year's one that comes out and stuff like that, but I just always feel like I somehow blow it or mess it up or get it wrong. I'll work on that for round 2, just for you, Coda. Just for you, buddy. Caden Koepke makes it a Sunbelt 4-5. And then you got Jake Spiess riding a lonesome 6th place right now. 2:15.4 last time by, though, suggests his lap times are in the mix with our race leaders. 2:14.8 out of Colin Allen, 2:15.6 out of Johnny Padani, for example. 2:17.8 is what Tharp is running in 15th place, your defending champ. 47 seconds off the lead. It has been a long race for him so far. Got a request for some footage of Stevenson, so let's go back and find him, shall we? There is Hayden Stevenson, the Nexus, number 24 KTM. 12th place right now. Was a little bit higher up early on, but a few crashes have cost him. And he's trying to run down Bodie Parker on the 32. Dylan Delaire just ahead of him. Oh, I'm sorry, Ethan Commodore, but someone's got to tell Colin Allen he can't run his old skins then. You're only supposed to run skins that have your number on it, or no skins at all. It is a good-looking bike, though, Henry. Well done on the machine for Hayden Stevenson here. Solid look. Gotta say, love the Liat gear. Anybody that has a Liat gear and wishes to put my name and number on it would greatly appreciate that, as the LVK show is sponsored by Liat. But, you know, no pressure, no harm, no foul. Here's Jackson Vick, by the way, TSCZ Yamaha, your fastest qualifier, and by a long ways. He was almost a second faster. Almost a second faster than anybody else in qualifying. And here he is now running in 9th, trying to get Elliott Person for 8th. Forces the issue, runs into the side of him, and goes into the tough blocks. Now going to deal with some heat from the 12 of Dylan Delaire. So it's not been exactly the smoothest moto yet for Jackson Vick, who's running shot gear. Hey, shout out that look right there, because our team ran shot gear like 9 years ago. I never thought I would see it again in MXM, but here it is. And it looks good, I think. Honestly, not bad. Well done, Jackson and the TSCZ Yamaha program. Closing up on Elliott Person right here. There's Stevenson. Ooh, Delaire exits stage right. And here comes the one of Tharp, and he's coming through the field with Joey Carter, who is right in front of him somewhere. Yes, there he is. Carter on the 20. Oh, Tharp off the racetrack, now coming back on. Up to 12th behind Bodie Parker. Pretty gnarly run through the field already. Just past the halfway point, has climbed from basically 40th to 12th. But even more impressive, I feel like, is Joey Carter, who was behind Tharp not too long ago. He's caught him, passed him, and kind of dropped him. Now up to 11th. And I think Tharp just went down. Yeah, he's in a gaggle back here with Bodie Parker and Dylan Delaire at the top of the hill. So Tharp went a little bit further back there. But yeah, Joey Carter on the move on the number 20. Good on him as well. Great run to get back into a good points bank position. And remember, this will determine your Moto2 start position too. So any greater position they can gain helps them be a little bit closer to where they want to start for race 2. Elliott Person, Hayden Stevenson, Jackson Vick, Logan Lytle, and Caden Kepke just ahead of these guys up to our top 5, which is Jake Spies, Garrett Hollenbeck, Johnny Padani, Jack Mark, and Colin Allen. Colin Allen, man, 15 seconds make it now. The race lead for him, running 2:14s out front, lap after lap, just charging. It's a hell of a ride for the race leader. What team is he on, by the way? I didn't see what bike he's repping there. That is Progressive? Is it Progressive Yamaha team? Help me out. I've never, ever seen someone write that. Dude, TK11 in chat wrote, mine as well, but wrote it as a minus well. Like, if you're subtracting something, so it's like 7 minus 5. Rode it freaking minus well. Never have I ever seen that before. That's a crazy shorthand version of that. Oh, we got a problem. Colin Allen, front end wash in the race lead. That'll get the heart rate going a little bit. So that'll cost him a little bit of time. I'm curious how much it did. Jack Mark's going to go by. Brings it down to 12.2 seconds. So about 3 seconds. Oh, here we go. Jake Spieth just got around Hollenbeck, it looks like, for the 4 spot. So Spieth is continuing to charge forward. This is the man who finished second in 250 East Supercross this year and had a shot at the title at the last round, but could not miss another day of work. Oh, boy. Yeah, Cody MXB, I get that question a lot, that I should broadcast the ARL series. The problem that I deal with is for at least 13 weeks of the racing season, I am already at the racetrack by Friday. So literally I could not stream it. I'm not even here. I cover the real-life motocross and supercross season. I did 8 races indoors for Swap Moto. I'm going to do 6 outdoors for them and an SMX race. So basically half the season, 15 to 31, I'm not even home for. So unfortunately can't do it. Would love to, but when you run a race on Friday, it just eliminates my chance of doing anything. Looks like we got a changeover for second. Johnny Padani has made the move on Jack Mark. Enough consecutive mistakes for the 40 have really dwindled his chances for the Kiwi. And here comes Jake Spieth. Gotta say, this Boost Mobile Yamaha that Jack Mark is riding absolutely is the tits. That bike is yummy. Give me 14 of them. So Jack Mark and Jake Spieth still going at it for third place. Hollenbeck in 5th, Leitzel 6th, and Jackson Vick is now up to 7th ahead of Caden Koepke. So it looks like he may have just gotten that pass done. Oh, not for long though, slide out. Does he get the position back around the outside? Going to be almost side by side over this tabletop. Oh, the cross jump. Oh my goodness. That was close. Inside to outside for Jackson Vick is going to work because Koepke blew the inside. And here comes Joey Carter into the top 10. Now 8th for Joey Carter. Absolutely on a charge right now. Dr. Do Racing out here going for it, but Koepke gets him right back. Crossover line for Koepke. A little bit of off track there for Joey Carter. Still close between them. Definitely can see where everybody wants to go. Those ruts are forming up nicely for the main options throughout this racetrack. And Carter going to swivel out wide here and come back across. So Tharp, meanwhile, is now 11th. He's got to get to Elliott Person on the 82 to get into the top 10, and it's going to be hard to get much further than that, although I think he's going to get a little bit of help because I think Joey Carter just went down. Or no, he was off track. Excuse me. Sorry. Timing and scoring giving me a faulty read there. I thought he went down, but he was just off the racetrack. Oh, inside for Person. Nope, not close enough. Their fight will continue on for 8th. Back out front. Coming down to 5 minutes and 2 laps left in Moto number 1 here at Fox Raceway. And Colin Allen is putting Fox gear on top here. Just here for me, he says, but in all reality, that cannot be the truth. Because he's also here for himself, man. He's trying to rip out a great race win to start off the season on the 351. And he is a real-life ripper. Colin Allen is. Raced SMX Next a little bit. I think has he turned pro officially yet? Should know this, but he definitely is a fast young talent in the sport. .6 seconds out front of Jack Mark. So Mark got back around Padani. Padani looks like he made a small mistake, allowed that to happen. Hollenbeck has got back around Spieth. So now he moves into 4th. And Jackson Vick, I'll tell you folks, he's closing in. Down to 4 seconds up to Jake Spieth, trying to get a top 5 in this moto. And he has had to absolutely work for this thing too. Just ran a 2:12.4, which is only 0.3 slower than the fastest lap of the race. And he's doing that coming from pretty far back to even get here. It's like Spieth and Hollenbeck might actually be side by side up ahead of these guys. Yes, Spieth did get back around Garrett Hollenbeck. So now a top 5 result for Hollenbeck's looking a little bit in jeopardy as the 18 of Jackson Vick, your fastest qualifier, is closing up quickly. Inside move. Top of the hill. Does it work? Yes, it does. Jackson Vick has climbed into the top 5, and I don't think he's done just yet. He has got his eyes focused forward on Jake Spieth. He is only 6 seconds behind second place in this moto. And lap traffic now coming into play a little bit. There is Nick Casella. Bummer for him. He was up here early. Would have loved to see him stay up here. So Jackson Vick keeping Jake Spieth honest. Johnny Padani. Wait a minute. Where did Jack Mark go? Jack Mark from 2nd all the way back to 6th in the blink of an eye. And that came at you really quickly if you're him. Jackson Vick is now into 4th, trying to close up for a podium spot here. Jackson Vick closed this gap down on the 15 of Spieth. 2 minutes and 2 laps still to go, and I think the race is firmly on for this final spot of the podium in race 1 of the season. Moto 1 here at Paula coming to a close for the 250s. You don't want to miss 450 Moto 1. Coming up next is Vick to the inside, makes the pass. Waited for the mistake, and the opportunity swung the door open. 15 machine goes to 4th, 18 machine goes to 3rd. But is that where the journey ends for the 18? I am having my doubts because the 33 of Padani is getting sucked back into his shadow a little bit. Vic taking some interesting lines up the hill. I think just accepting the fact he'll get some penalties for that, but knows how fast of an option it is. Oh, a little mistake right there, though. Ends up having to carve back to the inside in a case the uphill step up. That helps him actually get back to the inside. So watch out. Here comes Spieth closing back in. Gotta say, that's a really bold prediction by our guy Splash in chat, who doesn't want to shout too early, but he does think someone will win this race. So, yeah, that's going to be a gnarly prediction if it comes true. And Raxomini in chat says, if that's true, he's going to eat his shorts. So the gauntlet has been laid down. If someone wins this race, Jack Somany will be cutting up a pair of shorts after this. Type of analysis we want here at Start Your Systems. Only better analysis than that could be that of Ricky Carmichael himself. And Jackson Vick is just lurking, trying to close up on Padani late here. Time has expired, so the 2-lap board will be out next time by. Of course, 3 laps to go as soon as time runs out. And we have long seen Colin Allen run away with this first moto, 24 seconds to the good. So all that's left is this fight for second between Padani and Vick. Oh, Padani jumps off the track. What are you talking about, Chase? I wish Ricky was here, man. He would be awesome. I'm trying to say good things about him. There's the pass. Jackson Vick down the inside gets by Johnny Padani. And up to second place goes your fastest qualifier. Took him a while, but this sets him up well for Moto 2 to come back and try to win the overall. And as soon as we say that, off the track he goes. Back through goes Johnny Padani. Oh, and a mistake for Jackson Vick. Got hung up on that inside rut. I can't. No, Tim Brooks in chat saying Ricky would not be awesome is just, I mean, what are we even doing, people? How could you say such hateful things about my GOAT? Ooh, that is so unfortunate. The 412 was down. Oh, man, the Sunbelt machine of Braxton Martin just off to the side of the track right there, and Padani nowhere to go. And Vick back into second place. Lap time check. Colin Allen 2:28.0, 2:17.3 Jackson Vick. Allen did have a crash last time by. So I guess this isn't completely over yet. With 2 laps to go, we're down to 13 seconds. And Colin Allen's got to lock in because one more crash and this thing could be a bit sketchy for him to hold on to. Donnie, Mark, and Spieth, your top 5. Caden Kepke, Elliott Person, Joey Carter. Oh, getting hit from behind by Tharp and goes down. So Leitzel goes by. Same, the 412, or no, the 742, I should say, of Garrett Hollenbeck goes by. So Carter, who was just in a battle for 7th, now goes back to 11th. That's a tough break for him. Tharp still charging, though. He's trying to get Elliott Person late here for that 7th position. 12.5 second lead for Colin Allen, who's just trying to lock this thing down. A Lewis and me drunk broadcast would be terrible. You think we snipe at each other on LVK? I think if you give drinks in both of us, it would just be, I think, all-out war. It'd basically be like the Revolutionary War all over again, I think. The white flag will be waving this time by Colin Allen. Looking to take a bow from this one. Oh, Thrap down, Thrap down. Thrap went down. Aaron MXB in chat let us know. He is back to 11th. Mr. Braden Tharp. Of course, I'm just messing with him. He wrote Thrap. Joey Carter goes back by. Hollenbeck through as well. Oh, that crossover line. And Carter's just like, please, room somewhere. They're almost 3 wide on this tabletop. Oh, Carter almost stacks it. He and Tharp are sanding. Tharp to the inside. Oh, Carter off the track. And Tharp takes back over the 10th position. Hollenbeck, Kepke, Leitzel, Person, Spieth, Mark, Adani, Vic. Colin Allen almost went down with the race lead. That was a jump scare right there. I will not be taking 3 shots of vodka tonight. Thank you very much. Oh, whoa! Another big one for Colin Allen. Wait a minute. It was down to 9 seconds, and Vic is going to be landing off the triple. This thing is going to get way closer than it should have been, as Colin Allen still leads on this last lap, but he has got to absolutely lock in now. 3.8 seconds the gap. Look at Jackson Vic absolutely sending it now. Can he get close enough even though? Because I know Vic is probably going to have some cuts from some of his line choices. Colin Allen just got to make it a few corners. That rear end skipping and hopping down the hill. Vic is still going for it. Outside line, playing it safe. Colin Allen. Over the triple in the middle. Launches into this corner. Smooth there. Cuts back across to avoid the braking bumps. Lap traffic gets out of the way. 1 turn to go. And he does survive the attack. Here it is. First moto win of the season. 250 Moto 1 at Paula goes to Colin Allen. What a ride. Jackson Vic second. 2.8 down. And it goes to 7 seconds after cuts. So it wouldn't have even been close. Johnny Padani finishes 3rd in Moto 1. And Jack Mark will be 4th right behind him. Jake Spieth 5th. Elliott Person 6th. Logan Leitzel 7th. Kepke 8th. Tharp 9th. But Carter is still right there. Look at Tharp trying this inside line late here. Defensive. Look at Carter. Is he going to go outside here? No, they both end up going back inside. Now it's a scrub war down the straightaway. Not going to be close enough. Tharp will hold on and finish 9th. Carter 10th. And they stay there after penalties. But it was close. It was close indeed. Christopher Harris 11th. Garrett Hollenbeck 12th. Hayden Stevenson 13th. Ryder Dorigo, Lag City in 14th. Noah McLaughlin 15th. Dylan Delaire 16th. Bodie Parker 17th. Cash Woods 18th. Jack Gatlin going to get him though. 18th. 19th for Cash Woods. Isaiah Dickerson 20th. And it should stay that way. That is going to be your point scores here in Moto number 1. Congrats to Colin Allen, your winner in 250 Moto number 1. We're going to send you guys to a quick commercial break. I'm going to load in a bunch of skins into the game. Stick with us. We'll be back with more of Pro Motocross here on Start Your Systems TV.
Have you been to the area's premier radio-controlled hobby shop and raceway? Underground Raceway and Hobbies in Great Northern Mall has 2 indoor tracks for racing at every experience level. Don't have your own car? No problem. You can rent one from us. When you're ready to get your own, we've got an on-site hobby shop with everything you need, including all the popular brands. Underground Raceway and Hobbies has kits for land, sea, and air. Cars, boats, planes, you name it. Come see us next to Dick's in the Great Northern Mall in Clay.
And welcome back, everyone, into round number 1 of the 2026 Race Factory Gaming Pro Motocross Championship here in MX Simulator. Kellen Brower in the booth, bringing you guys the action for round number 1 here at Paula. 450 Moto 1 coming up next. And we have got a barn burner ready for you, man. We have got Alexis Leclerc. We have got ourselves Seth Carr, Tyler Lang, just to name a few of the past champions in this race. Payson Johnson also should be here, speaking of past champions. So we'll see him out there. Well, there's a lot of guys who also believe they should win this opening round here tonight. Jeremy Schiabro, he won a moto at Unadilla last year. Could he be a factor here tonight? What about Seth Shirley on the 44? Cade Matherly, former champion of 250 Supercross and race winner outdoors. He could play into this as well. Tharp, least fun track of all time, he says, after wrapping up a top 10 finish in the first moto, coming from dead last. We'll see how he does in Moto 2, but obviously has a little bit of downtime right now to recover, try to figure things out. So we'll jump back in the server with you guys and get ready to drop the gate here for the first 450 moto of the season. Greetings, Brixie. How is life down under? I come from a land down under. Man, I hope this doesn't make me re-download or rerun every skins again. I think it just should load me back in fine. Nope, got to reload every bike. Dang it, I loaded into the server right before the 250 race restarted, which means I loaded all the 250 bikes, not the 450 bikes. The server restarted, I timed out, now I got to reload all the 450 bikes. Fun, JLV. Could make this so much easier for me, but you don't. It's upside down as usual. Yep. Skyzor is back with a vengeance. Yes, he is. The number 7 of Alexis Leclerc is here tonight. See how he fares. Sorry, everybody. Mrs. Brower says no shots. You guys tried. You tried to get me to take 3 shots. I told my wife that you guys are trying to get me to take shots, and her official response is don't. You're too old for that. So, just what it is. Crest over that hill in your mid-30s, and you got 2 kids that you need to take care of in the morning and get one of them to school. Probably not ideal to wake up with a hangover, but, you know, it's just the way it goes sometimes. Don't I know it, Snowy? Don't I know it? Just started playing MXS after approximately 9 years of a break, and you crazy head are still doing these. Hats off to you. Yep, still here. Here we go. Just another year of watching guys tuck the front wheel. Okay, any day now we could load all these bikes. That would be Just lovely. There we go. Good lordy almighty. It just takes so long, I swear. Okay. Finally, I'm in. I wish there was an easier way to load all the skins. Like, it just takes up so much space. At least we got a lot of the skins for this one. There's Seth Carr, your defending champ. So I got the district skins to load. Thank the Lord. Yeah, we have like almost everybody's skin. I think I'm only missing like 2 guys in the 450 class. Shout out the 450 boys. Coming through when I need them the most. All right, baby, it's go time. 450 Moto 1. Here from Paula, we have got 4 former series champions on the gate in this one. But they definitely are all chasing one man. The one of Seth Carr has been nearly flawless this year and this offseason. Does he keep the ball rolling? Let's drop the gate on the opener right now. Schiabro gets side by side with Horn into turn number 1 and pushes wide. Ben Nerona gets the stats guy whole shot. He leads from Braden Carter early on up the hill with Parlo Siebold. Seth Carr jumping into the 4 spot, but he's down. I see the one machine flipping in the background as Nerona and Carter go for the race lead out front. So the 1 is going to be buried as the whole field goes by. That tabletop in the back. And here goes Braden Carter into the race lead. The local boy out here from Costa Mesa, California, at his home track in Paula, California, takes over the race lead. But right back around the outside comes Ben Nerona. Carter shuts the door from the outside. Back to the front he goes. Then he jumps off the track and goes down. It's Nerona to the race lead. Ben Nerona from Payson Johnson up into second place with Castellaneta. Devin Davis with a good start in 4th. Timor rounds out our top 5. And Pachon right behind them from the LCQ. Oh, this is going to be a stack up. D. Davis is sideways on the uphill. Got to exit the track stage left as everybody goes by. There's Leclerc, Jeff Cooper. Carter getting the ball rolling again. He is now in the 9 spot. Jeff Cooper trying to go to the outside of him and make that pass back. Leclerc right there as well. Partolo with a good start on the 83. 44 of Seth Shirley to the outside with the 25 of Matherly to the inside. This is a gaggle of some of the best dudes in this game as Carter absolutely lays Jeff Cooper out. For what reason, I still don't know. But Jeff Cooper is now out of this group. And another mistake is Langstrup goes down in front of the field and takes a few guys. And there's Carr stacked up behind him. He's down again. So Carr had almost caught up to the points, and he's going to slide back to about 30th after all that kicked off. Meanwhile, it is Ben Nerona who leads the opening lap of the season. Good Lord, what an early start to this moto. So Nerona, One Industries Gear, showy helmet looking like young Josh Grant out here, with Payson Johnson now moving up into second place. Braden Castellaneta 3rd, Anthony Pachon 4th, and Heilman now rounds out your top 5. So 2 guys from the Consi are 4th and 5th right now. Whoa! 720s galore for the 83 of Partolo. Going for a spin and down. Heard that some people earlier saying this track is very RNG. And true to form, these guys are running and gunning out here. Leclerc off to a good start, though, in 8th. Trying to follow his teammate, Braden Carter. Blake O'Brien's right there. Oh, man, we got to fight for the lead, Bruin. Oh, not for long. Ben Nerona down with the race lead. And the man that a lot of people are here to see, Payson Johnson, leads here at Paula. 2023 Pro Motocross champion. Oh, man. Is this goodbye time for one of the best to ever do it when it comes to motocross racing in this game? Let's see if he's able to sprint with this race lead. It's Castellaneta 2nd. Pachon now up to 3rd as Nerona picked it up in 4th in front of Carter. So now they actually were fighting for the lead. They're fighting for 4th instead. Or 2022 and 24, that's right. 23 was Leclerc? Yes. Forgot Payson's a two-time champ. I knew it was one of the years in the middle there, but I forgot Leclerc was the one that split the difference. So Johnson, two-time outdoor champ, but hasn't raced with us enough lately to get to keep his career number, I should say, last year. His career number was 51. Didn't race enough last year to keep it, so that's why he is number 696. Man, Nerona and Carter having a duel right now for third place. John Heilman fifth. Matherly up to sixth. This is a good start for the 25. A couple Twidsy Cowies up inside of the top six early on. Trying to close up on Heilman is Matherly. I'll tell you what, folks, don't look right now. Number one machine is in 11th, and he is cooking as Matherly to the outside of Heilman's going to take over 5th. But Seth Carr is coming. It's now behind Leclerc. 5-time national champion in this game on the 7. Right out of France. And look at that inside move for Carr. See ya. Up into the top 10 he goes. And 22 seconds should be way too much of an insurmountable gap to make up, but I put nothing past this man. He is on a different game when it comes to outdoors. Next up, teammate Evan Holt on the 23 District Designs KTM. Just ahead of him, Anthony Pachone. Oh, car dirty on the whip. And the no handguards, too. Just confidence. Says, just going to eat rocks on my hands. My virtual hands. Oh, my God, though. Meanwhile, Payson Johnson up front, 209.226. New fastest lap of the race. 6-second lead on Castellaneta. So if your car, you got to weave through these guys quickly and get some clean air and start running your God tier laps. Holtzy crosses over, holds position, but goes off track. And Carr to the inside will take advantage of that. So by the 23 machine he goes. Next up, Pachone on the 127. He's going to try this far inside. Pachone to the outside. Then they go through the middle. Carr just a little bit better drive over the top. Up to 7th now. Early race leader Ben Nerona sits in front of him next. And this is all they could have hoped for, really, with Carr was a bad start, and he has almost eliminated it. Not even 8 minutes into this race. As down goes Heilman, Nerona off the track. Seth Carr is up into the top 5 with still 22 minutes to play with. Matherly pretty far ahead of him now, so it's going to be some time before we see another person get ran down. Here is Carter in 3rd. Kind of all by himself, trying to run down the man who rides for his team. He's not even on the team, but it is his team. Phil Ski and Snowboard KTM. Braden Castellaneta in 2nd. And Johnson laying it down out front. 209.226 last time by. Let's see what he runs this time by. 209.640. So back-to-back 209s. Johnson is on one right now. Castellaneta goes 211.2. Loses 2 seconds that time. Matherly up to 3rd now. Got around Carter. He goes 211.4. And Carter's going to run a 2:16.6, so he must have had a little tip over somewhere. Carr, new fastest lap of the race, 2:08.921 in 5th place. 23-second gap to the race leader. But next up for him is indeed Braden Carter. Carr just a gear high everywhere. You can see the tachometer bottom right-hand corner of your screen shows you what gear he's in and the revs that he's choosing to use in those gears. Look at, can make these inside lines work when no one else can. Just different lines. Oh, and it looks like Johnson may have just gone down out front because the lead is being challenged by Braden Castellaneta. The 22 machine, BAC, Filski and snowboard number 22 KTM is on the race leader Payson Johnson out front. Johnson rips down that downhill, gets a little bit of a gap back going. But now Carr is just 12 seconds off the race lead. Anybody who told me said it might be a long summer watching Seth Carr dominate these outdoors, and if the way he's riding in this first moto is any indication, I don't know, man. Gonna be tough. Gonna need some rebound performances of which we've never seen from Payson Johnson to just absolutely bring it every single week. Carr follows it up with a 2:09.789. Only runners in the 2:09s that last time by. Looks like Johnson has yeeted way now a little bit as they opened up a gap on Castellaneta. Matherly now second. Carter now gets around the 22 for third. And then Carr still right there in the 5 spot. We'll go back on board with him. See what he's looking at, 2:09.3 as we mentioned. Looks like Carr is starting to go to some more of the preferred lines here. Castellaneta, even with a scrub, doesn't really gain that much time, and now we got a great inside run here for Carr going up the uphill. He's going to try to go to the inside of the top, too, and see if he can make it work. Oh, front end wash. That'll cost him some time and give Castellaneta a bit of free air for the time being. So now it's stabilized a little bit. Johnson, 6-second lead. Matherly and Carter. Known not outdoor guy, Braden Carter. He has spoke many times about not feeling comfortable when it comes to the great outdoors. But he looks like he is about what we expect of him here to start the season. Good start has helped. But he's definitely in the mix for not only a podium position here, but even the moto win still on offer, depending on how Payson is able to stabilize that race lead. Looks like the battle is on once again. Carr is closed up on Castellaneta once more. Phil's KTM versus District KTM. Outside option for the one. Looks like he could get to the inside here on the Castellaneta machine, and he does. Carr up into 4th. Did a 2:12.015 last time by, which, if you can believe it, is his worst official lap of the race so far. Carter, meanwhile, has closed up on Cade Matherly. How about this fight for second place brewing? Yeah, Alexandra. I figured Carter wasn't doing all the races. Oh, and now he's down out of third. There goes Carr into the third position. And through goes Castellaneta into fourth. It is Leclerc in sixth, but a distant sixth at that. Barcini, Wyatt Grant, Austin Partolo, and Walter Gebhardt is your top 10. We'll keep an eye on some of these battles, but I think everyone wants to see if Carr can make any more inroads on Johnson, who, after that crash, did run a 2:09.906. So as we approach halfway, the lead is out to 10 seconds on Matherly, 15 seconds on Carr. And Carr is going to need to really start cooking if Johnson is to not make any more mistakes, which obviously could still happen. So Johnson goes 2:09.789 this time by. Let's see what Seth Carr puts down. Seth Carr with a 2:09 flat. 2:09.062, which is his second best lap of the race now. Got the gap down to 12 seconds from 15. And I'll tell you what, we are halfway through this moto, and we are still a decent ways away from hitting lapped riders. That's how good this field is. There's going to be one guy that for sure Payson will probably run into within the next like 3 laps, maybe 2 laps even. But to get to like where the field is, it's probably another 4 or 5 laps away even, which I think is very impressive for this field, the skill that they possess. How about Cade Matherly, too? Second place right now, 450 class debut, outdoors. Just looking like he belongs out here as Carr gets a little bit loosey-goosey with the front wheel. Hiking up on that inside rut. And I feel like the gap has maybe stabilized. Is Matherly picking up his pace? Ooh, that big bump that Carr just landed and almost trampolined him through the front door. We'll do one more lap time check, and if it's stabilized, then I'm definitely going to go back and watch a few more battles throughout the field. We don't want to leave too many guys out. 3.1 seconds up to Matherly. It does seem like Johnson's ran a burner here, so let's see as he goes over the finish line jump. Now, 2:10.8, so not a crazy steamer, but I think that is going to be about what Carr is running here. Let's see. $2:10.5, and Matherly went 2:11.6, so that shows the differences. So I think we're a little bit more stabilized now. Go back and see a fight here between Partolo and Walter Gebhardt. They're having a good battle. That is for 9th on the racetrack. Pretty good ride for Austin Partolo, the RL Husqvarna, number 83. Mixing it up with some of the biggest names in the game. So Gebhardt's inside line works right there. Partolo outside works for both of them as Nico Marchini goes down. He was in 7th. 38 machine also goes by. That's Blake O'Brien. He's going to move into the top 10 for lobster time. Oh, and we are getting a report that Seth crashed. So Seth Carr did go down. Yep. 11 seconds behind Matherly now, 20 seconds off the lead. And if Payson's able to lock in from here with 11 minutes and 2 to go, that might be all she wrote for Carr trying to close up on Johnson in this first moto. Back to Partolo versus Gebhardt. Good little tussle for these two. Been nose to tail for about a lap now. Ooh, a little mistake there from Partolo will hurt him, so it loses a little bit of touch. How about this ride for Devin Davis, 11th place for the KG veteran, the most starts of anybody in MX Simulator history. I think we're in the 170s or something now for D. Davis. This is a position there to Heilman, and Holtze up the inside will get him as well. But D. Davis getting points even is awesome because the dude was racing before I turned pro. I've been retired for 8 years now, coming up on 9 years. And D. Davis is out here still scoring points, so kudos to him as Blake O'Brien has slipped back behind these guys. Anthony Pachone also down here in 15th from the LCQ. Oh, T-Lang is down, and Seth Shirley also went down. The teammates down together. Unfortunate sequence for the JIBR.co Yamahas. 16th and 17th right now for two guys that I think believe they should be up front winning motos. Not the way they're going to be stoked about this one. Early race leader Ben Nerona has slipped all the way back to the 18th position. Alec Horn 19th, and Tyler Moore rounds out our points paying positions in 20th. Or did RF switch to the new 21st place gets points format? I hate it. I hate it so much, but if they did, I need to know if Matthew Cook is getting points. Either way, he's going to try to fight his way in and get points anyway, so maybe disregard what I'm even talking about. All right, lappers are now in place as Payson Johnson just got through a group of them. Yes, it only fits 25 on the screen. Unfortunately, tonight we were unable to get like a rolling thing to show you guys. Like, I think we're going to cut it at 20 and then do like a scrolling 5 after that or something, but we'll get there when it's time. Yep, 21st place gets a point. And no, it doesn't only apply to SX Hubbard. It's all across the board because they wanted equal scoring for Supercross and Motocross because of SMX. So 21st place outdoors this weekend will get a point. It was the same story last year, and it's now the same story in MXM. Yeah, I'll do an MXGP 2026 video. I kind of want to like actually play the game, so I need to get in touch with somebody at Nacon, but they were freaking impossible last year, and I'm sure they'll be impossible again this year. So on board with Payson Johnson there for just a second. 10.2 second lead. He was 4 seconds a lap slower than this man, Seth Carr, last time by, who is still 17 seconds down. And unless something changes, I don't think he's going to be able to get all the way to Payson. But, you know, never quite know. Here is Carter running in the 4th spot, and Mr. Tharp in chat just said that Carter is ripping, and I would agree right now. He just ran a 2:09.554, which isn't even his best lap of the race yet. The question in chat is, for regular humans, what is a good time around this track if you're not going to crash? Well, I can tell you earlier today I did a stream, and the best I got was 2:24, and I felt like it was a decent lap, 19 seconds off of pole. I would say, yeah, just not stay on 2 wheels, make it a full lap. If you're anywhere between 2:20 and 2:30, that's like a good normal lap, I would say. Let's find a battle. Anything going on back here? Gebhardt and Marchini. Good one between a couple 3-digit homies. Marchini TSCZ Productions Yamaha versus the District Designs KTM back there. That is Walter Gebhardt, who we've seen in a few battles in this race. So it's not just Marchini he's had to fight. He's also in a fight earlier with Austin Partolo. I'm not human. I feel like I'm about as human as they get. Not even that battle's materializing. Man, we got nothing good to watch right now. Oh, maybe this is going to get good. Carr versus Matherly is starting to close up a little bit. Oh, and Matherly's off the track. So there's Carr jumping into your screen. Matherly had to go around that tabletop. Whoa! Carr down at the end of the rollers. Wow, weird crash for the champ. And that should put a nail in the coffin of maybe even getting second place in this race. As Matherly gets some breathing room. It finally started to materialize where Carr was just inching closer to him. And now it's over just like that. So can Carter actually on the flip side do something with his teammate? These two went at it for a Supercross title this year. Now they're running third and fourth in the first moto of the year outdoors. Big whip right there for Carter. Almost jumps off the track to the left-hand side. Man, I'll tell you what, Carter is certainly pretty close here to his teammate. Something is up right now with Seth Carr, maybe a little bit flustered from that crash. And as I say that, Carter, the front end, washes over the inside rut. And that spells the end of that little fight that we were watching. Haven't talked about this gentleman much this race, but a good ride he is having up into the 6th position. Wyatt Grant moving up to a 450. Looks like full time for outdoors. Has put the kiddie bike in the garage. And now running with the big dogs again. We saw him in Supercross when he rode a 450. Electrifying rides. Almost won a Supercross in the big class after winning his first ever 250 main event of his career earlier this year. And now a strong 6th place result here in Moto 1 is a good place to start. Quiet. Not a very strong ride in terms of just pace or any sort of flash. But it's going to get him good points, and that's all that will really count when you look at the scoreboard at the end of the day. And not out of the question yet, he could still get Mr. Braden Castellaneta here for a top 5. So keep an eye on that in the closing 2 minutes and 2 laps of this race as we inch ever closer to the end of our first moto of the season in the 450 class. Look at how gnarly these ruts have gotten. Everybody's taking a different option at the bottom of that downhill too, which is really cool to see. Pretty much everybody goes wide here. This outside at the bottom of the hill seems to be the way to go, but a U-turn before you go up the chopped out uphill is about as open as it can be when it comes to line selection. Castellaneta, a very good ride as well. Here's the 5-time champ on the 7, Alexis Leclerc. Bit of an odd race for him. Haven't really seen him much either. And he's also kind of gone backwards the whole time. Not so much from crashes. He's kind of just been riding a little bit slower than that lead group. Oof. little chop there at the bottom. Claire feeling the pressure from Partolo. What's the chances you could get some of the real-life guys to do a race? I know Max and Davies do. I'm sure some of the others do. Probably most 250 guys, but still. I mean, there's definitely a gaggle of guys that do play sim. Devin Simonson raced the SMX Next class indoors this year for, like, it's called RF Next. And won amateur main events. And I think he's going to try to race pro next year. Max is good enough to race pro. Like, he won an amateur championship in this game. He's a very fast player. He could do it. Jalik Swole also, I think, could race pro in this game. And then you have, like, some real-life pros that do actually race. Like Matt Burkeen, he's retired now, but he's out here. 35th place for the loose unit. And then, yeah, there's, like, Tyson Johnson. He's also a real-life pro. And he's out there in the 250 class. Yeah, Lux Turner's raced some. There's a handful of guys that for sure put time in MX Sim. Like, Grant Harlan's another perfect example. A guy that I'm really close with. He is really good at MX Sim. Casey Cochran, great point. Chase has raced Sim quite a bit. Almost won a 250 title in this game. Hasn't raced probably in like 3 years. But, yeah. Yeah, Burkeen's racing right now, man. He told me he's going through a little bit of health stuff. He was supposed to actually be here doing it in studio with us tonight, but there he is. 35th place for Matty B. Just cruising. BPC's loose unit, doing the laps. He made it straight in on times, too, which is sick. Somehow put down a 2:11 or something like that to get in. Just cruising, though. Well, Luke, if you wanted to see 3 sim race laps and 3 real-life laps IRL, who would win? I'm going to be honest. I think I'm putting my money on Jet Lawrence to do a sim IRL crossover because I've seen him play sim, and while it's not as good as KC and Burkeen and some of these other guys, Jet's not bad. And he would absolutely work those guys in an IRL race, of course. So I think I would pick him. It's like we got a battle for second going on. Ryder's down at the bottom of the hill. Is that Cade? No, Cade is just ahead of Seth still. Oh, little inside hiccup there for Seth Carr. Which Chase am I talking about? Sexton or Hymus? What? Did I even say Chase's name? I was talking about Chase Donovan, maybe, in the YouTube chat. All right. 2-lap board is out. White flag is waving for our race leader, Payson Johnson, and the fight for second is not over yet. Oh, Matherly, a mistake. Is Carr going to capitalize right here? Matherly's going to try to use the inside option, but it's not enough. Seth Carr around the outside's up to second. Nothing, Chase Donovan. It is just me trying to respond to 2 chats. Twitch chat was wondering which Chase I was talking about, and now that I've said that it's you, you're confused what I'm talking about. So, it'd be nice if I could have all the chats combined, but the joys of multicasting. Trying to get as much viewers as we can across all of our platforms. This man, though, is laying claim that he is back and ready to battle this outdoor season. 8-second gap over the defending champion. Car didn't get a good start this moto, but it took Payson a few laps to get into the lead. He wasn't there from the start necessarily, so he did a little bit of work himself and did a little bit of work even after that with a couple untimely falls. And now he is on his way to winning this first moto here at Paula. This is what people wanted to see, though. Any version of Payson being back to himself, a guy that can win races. They want to see this guy take it to Seth Carr this outdoor season, and he's starting off on the right foot. 3 turns still to go, and we'll have our first winner of the season in the 450 class. My son is excited about it too, and you guys should get excited back home. Payson Johnson is back, and he's back to winning here in MX Simulator. Race 1, Moto 1 here at Paula goes to Payson Johnson. What does my son have to say about that? Let's see. Oh, he's excited. Yeah, get excited. He won. He won. Uh-oh, he stopped. Seth Carr gets second. Cade Matherly gets third, so they will finish in their positions. Braden Carter fourth. Braden Castellaneta looks like he'll round out the top 5. Wyatt Grant sixth. Alexis Leclerc 7th. Austin Partolo 8th. Evan Holtze 9th. And Walter Gebhardt should round out your top 10. They're all pretty separated here, although Castellaneta just got taken out. He's going to be fine, though. So, yeah, Johnson on top in Moto number 1. We're going to send you guys to a quick commercial break so I can get a couple skins downloaded, but we'll be back on the other side of this break with more of Round 1 of Pro Motocross. Say bye to the people, Maddie. One more. What do you got? Ah. All right, we'll be right back.
Have you been to the area's premier radio-controlled hobby shop and raceway? Underground Raceway and Hobbies in Great Northern Mall has 2 indoor tracks for racing at every experience level. Don't have your own car? No problem. You can rent one from us. When you're ready to get your own, we've got an on-site hobby shop with everything you need, including all the popular brands. Underground Raceway and Hobbies has kits for land, sea, and air. Cars, boats, planes, you name it. Come see us next to Dick's in the Great Northern Mall in Clay.
Welcome back, everyone, into round number 1 of the 2026 Race Factory Gaming Pro National Championship in MX Simulator. My name is Kellen Brower, and we are ready to bring Moto 2 action here tonight from Paula, coming your way. If you're just joining us here tonight, you missed the opening motos of the season. Well, you missed out on some bangers. A couple good motos for the 250 and 450 classes each. And what you likely missed out on was a tough moto for the defending champion, Braden Tharp, just barely able to squeak inside of the top 10, whereas on the flip side, a runaway ride for the 72 of Colin Allen. Went on to win the first moto. I believe we have updated skins for him now. So that is good news. And Allen was able to get away and take the win. So a good ride for him. We'll see if he can keep the ball rolling into moto number 2. Jackson Vick was up there. Johnny Padani also up there as well. But we're going to look to see if there's a big turnaround for the one of Tharp, who right after that moto ended came in and said, this is the worst track ever. But a start could do him wonders here in race 2. And I'm going to grab another download here real quick, because if I get this one, I'm thinking I'm just going to be missing one skin for the 450 class moto later, which will be absolutely top. And hopefully I got more of the 250 boys now that I downloaded some more stuff too. So once again, I tried to load back into the server before it restarted. I should have waited for it to restart, because now I'm just sitting here restarting after I had already loaded all the other skins. It's a whole thing. MX Sim takes a long time to load when you have everybody's skins in the game. But we will get loaded in, and we will go racing. Any second now. There we go. We're back. Good to see my guy A-Wood is up in the chat. I know he is not here tonight. Wishes he could be. I wish he could be too. A-Wood, they tried to get me to do shots. Tried. They did not succeed, but they tried. Oh, lefty. Here we go. Moto 2 of the 250s coming at you. We're about to decide an overall winner for the opening round of their championship. Where is the start going to come from is also another question that needs to be answered. We saw it about the middle of the gate last time. Colin Allen has elected deep inside on the 72. 30 Carter sideways, revs her up. Gate is down in Moto 2 here at Paula. 82 gets there first. Let's see if he holds it up the inside. I think he does. Yes, the 82 machine of Elliott Person gets the stats guy a whole shot. Bodie Parker on the 32 up the inside, trying to steal the lead away from him, but Person leaps over the top of the Dragon's back. He leads lap number 1. It is the 14 of Cash Woods, the 12 of Dylan Dallaire. They're also right there in the mix as Dallaire scoots through the middle. He's trying to get the lead from both of them. Person controls the inside. Dallaire around the outside might get it done anyway. He does. Dylan Dallaire takes over the race lead. So it's Dallaire from Person, Chelsea, Spieth, and Cash Woods inside the top 5. Much better start for Tharp. He's 11th. Actually, check that, up to 9th. Dallaire, Person, Chelsea, Spieth, Vic, Woods. Great start for Jackson Vic. That could spell trouble for everybody else. I believe he was second in the first moto, already cutting the track a little bit, though. And remember, he had over 5 seconds of cuts in Moto 1 from some of his line choices that he had around the racetrack. So he's got to keep it steady and not make too many of those mistakes again as Spieth crosses over in front of him. Tharp up to 9th, as we said. And there's some big names out in the front of the field early in this one. And Dallaire, who had the speed, it seems like, to go with the leaders, definitely didn't have the start to do it in the first one. Elliott Person right there as well. There's Jake Spieth in 4th. Close fight already for some of these competitors as Spieth goes to the outside trying to get alongside Chelsea. Gonna be side-by-side dualies with him. And Chelsea whips it in his face, says, "Nah, man, this is my line. I control the inside right here," and he stays there. Gonna swoop back to the outside. Jackson Vic went to the inside, turns to the outside. He's actually gonna make the pass on the 15 right there of Jake Spieth, but he doesn't quite get it done on Chelsea. Spieth's trying to come back. Not able to get there as Chelsea cuts in out of the corner early. And yes, Moto 1 winner Colin Allen actually up into 17th now by the looks of it. So we'll keep tabs on the 72 and where he's able to get to. Whoa, and Jackson Vic runs into the back end of Cash Woods, and down he goes. Or actually, that was Spieth, excuse me. Oh, and now that's Spieth down. And Vic runs into him and runs him over. So now Vic goes back behind. He gets going just between the 472 of Lawson Dye and Ryan Rich also there. There is Tharp, though, who is up to 6th. Oh, and now Cash Woods is down at the top of the hill. What has happened for the District Designs boys out of nowhere as Jackson Vic skirts through these guys, and Woods is trying to get it turned around as Ryan Rich was running into him. There is Colin Allen, your Moto 1 winner. So that's how far back he is from just that group that wasn't even the battle for the lead. But he's in 16th, so he can see a lot of guys right in front of him that are, you know, I don't want to say easy targets, but they're there. Colin is playing with no sound. How do you even do that when you have to shift? That's crazy. Well, right behind Logan Mortberg right now in 15th place. Cash Woods going off the jump in front of those guys. 42 machine right there is Jackson Lindsay. And Colin Allen almost got by all of them. In fact, he's going to try to the outside. Has to square off the corner as Mortberg is a bit all over the place in 14th. So they're having a tremendous fight. Meanwhile, Jackson Vic, trying to work his way forward, is up here into the 5 spot now alongside Tharp and the 82 of Elliott Person. Actually, the 26 of Chelsea just went down in front of these guys, so he slips back to their position. What is happening? Elliott Person just went through Jackson Vic and took him out. Holy lag city for the rider out of Sweden. So that is going to be interesting to watch. If anybody else gets around the 82, he must be having some serious ping issues, which is weird because normally if it's lagging that bad, we'd be able to see it. But I mean, he literally just went through Jackson Vic. So something's clearly off. Tell you what, though, Tharp is all the way up to 3rd place, and it might be 2nd before long as he is on Isaiah Dickerson through the rollers. Dallaire out to a 4.5 second lead, but this fight for 2nd is brewing. And I said it right before we dropped the gate. What a start could do for the 1 after a frustrating first moto. 36th place he was at one point. I believe he ended up in 9th after cuts. But this time around, much better start. He's in third and challenging for that second position right away. But Isaiah Dickerson, he knows his way around in this game as well. Former 250 Supercross champ misses that inside rut. Squares it back off just before the one machine gets there. Just nose to tail through that inside line. Look at the scrub, though. Dooley's coming to the finish line. And they throw it a little bit again, a little bit harder for Dickerson. That inside line is mental that he makes it work, though, Tharp, I should say. And then going to the outside to square it back to the inside here. Unreal, that sequence of corners, and it works again. So Tharp now into second, 210.234 last time by, fastest lap of the race. So 4 seconds back of Dylan Dallaire. We'll keep tabs on that gap for you at home. There's Chowsey in the 4th spot. Elliott Person in 5th. Logan Leitzel has clawed up to 6th, and we do have skins this time, so there you go, the 3. All black for the kit. Little black and white boots, but otherwise all black head to toe, white goggles. Jackson Vick and Cash Woods going at it with Ryan Rich right behind them. I feel like Jackson Vick is going to be the one to watch in this moto because with Colin Allen buried, it's kind of down to where he ends up for the overall. I might actually need some help calculating overalls because of how topsy-turvy the scores are already. Tharp has got it down to 2.8, so he's definitely cooking. And I'm thinking this lap might even be sub 210 because he's got clean air. These guys were in the 209s a lot in the first moto. I don't think we saw anybody go 208, but this could be the first one we see. Scrub the table, scrub this table. 208.1, he almost dipped his toes in the 207s. Okay, yeah, Tharp might be feeling it pretty good right now. Down to 2.3 seconds to gap to Dallaire, who responded in his own right with his personal best at 210.7. But Tharp is just ripping right now. It was not a 212. Don't do that to me, iMoto. These guys were not that high up there. I remember seeing 209s. Gonna make me go look at the server page. Weird. I mean, yeah, any of these laps could have cuts too, I guess, if you're Tharp. But this is unreal how much speed he's carrying. Doubling to that middle rut. And I feel like Dallaire is almost a sitting duck at this point with how much speed Tharp has up the inside for the race lead. Got it! And takes him out in the process. Dallaire tried to square off the corner, and Tharp was already there. Down he goes from the lead to a battle for third place with the 26 of Ryan Chowsey. 260 of Dickerson just almost stacked it at the top of the hill. And suddenly it is a 7-second lead for Braden Tharp out front as our battle for second is coming at you at the top of the hill. Dallaire stacks it again. Has to go under our camera tower. And holds on to third. Chowsey taking the L on that one, unfortunately. As Dallaire just trying to keep it close with Isaiah Dickerson up ahead of him. So Vic up to fifth. Remember, second in the first moto. 2.5 versus a 9.1. I don't know the math at this point. Just going to wait. Because Colin Allen, our Moto 1 winner, is in 23rd place. So looking a bit like a non-factor for the overall here. Outside line working pretty good for Logan Leitzel right there. He doesn't want to let the 18 machine of Jackson Vick go. Vic was your fastest qualifier. We'll go on board with Leitzel and see his view of this battle. What is this line for Leitzel? Far right side of the track? I've seen 0 people take that line. But cool, man. That looks good. I like it. Rider down was at 4th position. It is the 260 of Isaiah Dickerson. So he has slipped back to this group. That is another pass for Jackson Vick up to 4th. And could it be a pass for Logan Leitzel to get into 5th? Side by side, almost through the rollers. Tried to cut back up the inside, and Dickerson said, yeah, no, not having that happen to me. And a bad run up the hill for Leitzel allows these guys to get a bit of a gap. So yeah, it does seem like Jackson Vick right now, 2-4 has the overall. And it was an overall with the 2-5 even, so gained even another position, helping his case out. There's a lot of guys that were top 5 in the first moto that are just absolute non-factors right now. Johnny Padani, who was 3rd in the first moto, is running in 20th right now. I just moved it to 18th. Jack Mark, who was 4th in the first moto, is currently running... Ah, man, I keep losing these guys. I had him for a second, and I lost him. There he is, 25th. And Jake Spieth, who was 5th in the first moto, yeah, he's 10th, but a 5.10 isn't going to do it. So Jackson Vick with a 2.4. Looking at the overall, Tharp was 9th, so 9.1 won't do it. A 1 and a 25 for Colin Allen is not going to do it, obviously. So Jackson Vick qualifies fastest, but might be looking at 0 moto wins and the overall win on the day, and has a shot at getting 2nd in this race. Dallaire, Chelsea. Oh, and as I say that, Vick is down. Dickerson's going to go by. And that should be it. Yeah, so only... Well, Leitzel went by too, so he's back to 6th. So then, mathing it out a little bit, is that now the tie in terms of points with Tharp if he were to finish 6th, and Tharp has the better second moto score, so he would win the overall. 2.6 versus a 9.1. Do I have that correct? Anybody? Bueller? So we will try to math this out for you guys as we are past the halfway point of Moto number 2 here. And why don't we do a run through the field, shall we? And this one, I'm just going to roll in my personal sponsors to this a little bit. So this one is going to be brought to you by Liat. At Liat, protection is in our brand DNA. It started over 20 years ago with the groundbreaking Liat neck brace and continues today with an extensive product offering of protective gear and riding apparel. But what Liat really stands for is inspiring confidence and ensuring safety with every ride. Visit Liat.com, people. It is Braden Tharp, the TSCZ racing rider. Yamaha, number uno. Leading the race here in Moto 2, Ryan Chelsea for Sunbelt in 2nd. Dylan Delaire in third. Adam Harvick, I don't think you have your math correct. It is 3 points from first to second, but it's only 3 points from sixth to ninth. Good, sir. So that should be how I'm figuring that math out. Dylan Delaire in third. Whoa, little swap diddly all over the place for the 12. Isaiah Dickerson on the 260 is in fourth for District Designs, but he is under attack. The 3 of Logan Leitzel on the Yogi Honda in fourth, or in fifth, I should say. And the 18 of Jackson Vick almost runs into the rear tire of Leitzel. I don't think you guys have your math correct. It's 3 points difference between sixth to ninth. It is also 3 points difference from first to second. So if he's in sixth, that would mean he's tied. But he's moving to fifth right now. So fifth place now for Jackson Vick would move him into the overall position once again. But we'll get back to this battle a little bit later. Seventh place for Cash Woods. District Designs number 14 holding down seventh, as we just said. Elliot Person, he's still homeless. He's still in the top 10. He's running eighth. Jake Spees in ninth for District Designs on the number 15 and 10th. TSCZ Productions Yamaha of Killiam Ortiz. 11th right now, the Dr. Do Racing number 20 of Joey Carter. Dylan Bollinger, the Twizzy, number 70 in 12th place. 13th for Ryder Dorigo. Sunbelt number 56. 14th is going to go to Hayden Stevenson on the Nexus KTM, number 24. 15th for Devin Cook, Phil Ski and Snowboard 124 machine. Bodie Parker in 16th for Yogi. 17th, Jack Gatlin on the 49 for Unity. 18th for Johnny Padani, Underground RC number 33. 19th for Colin Allen, your Moto 1 winner for Cookie Monster on the 72. And 20th place, Caden Kepke for Sunbelt on the 45, but that's not it. 21st place also gets a point under the new point system, and Ryder Bednar is picking it up right now for District Designs on the 58, and that is a run through the field brought to you by Liat. Whoa, Leitzel just riding the nose all the way into the corner, and down he goes. Tough break for him, but he will continue on nonetheless. Cash Woods goes by, as did Isaiah Dickerson. Jackson Vick is now fourth, firmly locking down his status with the overall positioning. This is a good ride for Ryan Chowsey after a first moto that he would probably like to forget, as did many others. Ryan Chowsey did not score points in the first moto. So we're looking at 9-1, a 25-2, and where was Delaire in the first moto? He was more up there, wasn't he? A 16-3 right now. This 250 class has got my brain in tumbles. But Tharp is just out here in cruise control in the race lead. As I say that, he almost went down, but 211.4 last time by. He's still the only guy even in the sub 212 range. $213.6 for Chelsea. Dylan Delaire in the 3 spot just went $213.8. Let's see what Jackson Vick puts down. Jackson Vick goes 217.0, so bad lap for the number 18 machine. And Cash Woods rolls in with a 214.5 in 5th position. There's Leitzel, Dickerson, Spees, 360 and down. There goes Elliot Person. He's going to go by. Joey Carter, not going to go by just yet. Going to be right there, though. Side by side almost. Oh, dualies. That middle table is absolute grease city for these guys. Up and over that tabletop. Joey Carter just right in behind the 15 of Jake Spieth, just tailing him. Oh, and Spieth tucks the front end and goes down. So Spieth is going to drop out of the top 10 as Killian Ortiz goes by. Good ride for the 31 TSZZ Productions Yamaha. Definitely a fan of their kit tonight. I like the orange they got on the bike. Clean. Goes together nicely. Like, nice. Good stuff. Sounds like my daughter is going to come join us in here. What have you got to say to the fine people at home tonight, Holly? That's it? Nothing else? What day is school tomorrow?
Dressing up in teal motocross.
Yeah, you get to wear Daddy's jersey to school tomorrow, huh?
But I changed my mind and just I'm gonna wear the motocross dress.
Motocross jersey?
No, dress.
Oh, okay. Oh, the Aaron Plessinger dress? I love that choice. It's going to be great. Love you. Have a good night. Night, night. All right. That is my daughter. She'll be calling these races with me in no time. So let's find ourselves a battle. Here's a good one. Jackson Vick versus Cash Woods going at it. This is for 4th place, and Woods has closed up. Oh, and Vick's going to blow that rut. Jackson Vick going to get passed, I should say, by Cash Woods. So now Vick on the bubble zone again, only 1 point up on the overall standings as Tharp continues to lead the race. I think Vick is keen to maybe go back after Cash Woods right here. But Woods looks like he has found a different level of himself. Where was this version of him in Moto 1? Cash Woods was 19th in the first Moto. So your top 4 positions right now, in terms of the race standings right now, are looking at 9-1, 25-2, 16-3, and 19-4 results. What is consistency? We don't know. Jackson Vick, though, in danger of losing his overall status if Logan Leitzel can close this thing down late. Oh, rear end kicking out of that inside rut for Mr. Leitzel, throwing him for a bit of a sideways slide. Elliott Persson still under attack from Isaiah Dickerson. Speaking of Sweden, where Base just woke up in the morning, somewhere his countryman Elliott Persson is ripping as the evening turns into morning for those in Sweden. It's pretty early morning Sweden for you right now. Is it like 5 a.m. there? I guess you guys are more Eastern European time zone, so maybe it's 7. But I wonder if Elliott Persson wakes up early for this, or is he still not gone to bed yet? Joey Carter behind these guys. P9 for him in this race after trying to get into the top 10 in the first race and not being able to do so. Well, actually, he did get to 10th. I'm sorry. Yo, shout out, I'm Yokel, subbing up with his Prime sub, 3 months, currently on a 1-month streak. Also using his Prime sub over on Twitch. Browntown 50, thank you so much for the support. I'm Yokel says, get to go to round 1 of WSX. He is excited. We are excited for you, Yokel. I hope you have a great time and get to meet all of your heroes. Well, our moto winners tonight I will say, are making a bit of a boring race for us. Although Colin Allen made it a little bit interesting in the first moto when he almost crashed it away late. But I don't think we're going to see that out of this man. Braden Tharp, 4 minutes and 2 laps to go. He's got a 24-second lead. Base, actually, the outdoor tracks are released a day early, so what he could have done is been playing it all day, like yesterday in Sweden, and then went to bed and woke up like right as UID grab was 2.5 hours ago. So I don't know what time that would be for you guys. I'm guessing like 4:30 in the morning or something like that. That's how I would do it, but I'm also... my late night days are long gone. I can't do the all-nighters anymore. Absolutely destroys me physically and mentally the whole next day if I stay up all night. Shout out my boy Awood729 using his Prime sub over on Twitch as well. We got a level 1 hype train going on over there, so be sure to use those Prime subs. Get involved. It's free, basically. If you have Amazon Prime, just link it to your Twitch account, and you get to use 1 free Prime sub every single month on Twitch. And we get a little kickback of that. It helps us out. We're not getting paid to do outdoors, so not going to be able to do all the rounds, but the rounds we do end up doing, we appreciate all the support across the board you guys offer. Wow, 2:30 in Sweden. Yeah, that would be pretty early to wake up, I guess. What are you doing up at 5 a.m., Base? What has got you up that early? Maybe work on a Thursday? All right, battles. Anybody? Battles? Question marks? Joey Carter closing up here a little bit on Isaiah Dickerson for 7th. If you're just joining us back in, overall right now would go to Jackson Vick, and down goes Isaiah Dickerson, I believe. So, yep, that's a freebie spot for Joey Carter. Jackson Vick is sitting on 2-5, which, could you believe it, is enough to win the overall here today because the overall scores are literally all over the place. That's like a Carl's Jr. burger. If it doesn't get all over the place, it doesn't belong in your face. And that is what we're looking at for the overall scores here today. A 9-1 out of Braden Tharp would be 2nd overall. Logan Leitzel, I think, is sitting 3rd with a 7-6. Are you serious? That's crazy. Jackson Vick still throwing caution to the wind, trying to close up on Cash Woods, who in turn is still trying to run down Dylan Delaire, who in turn is still trying to run down Ryan Chelsea. They are 30 some odd seconds behind Braden Tharp. And there is your overall scores on the screen as they run. It's actually Padani, who by a nose would have 3rd overall. And Padani, who was 3rd in the first moto, 10th right now. So a 3:10 gets you on the box here today. Kind of ridiculous, but that's the nature of the 250 class outdoors this year, which honestly means we might be in for a good outdoor championship for these 250 boys, because if they're going to be this inconsistent from week to week, we're going to have so many different moto winners. Overall winners could also be all over the place too. Could be fun. We seem like we might have a battle of the Titans in the 450 class, but the 250 class is really just turning into a bit of the proving grounds class at the moment. And although Tharp has laid claim in this second moto that it's still maybe his class for the taking, first moto certainly was not the case with that 9th place finish. So all these guys are going to have a reason leaving round 1 that could go their way moving forward. And Cash Woods under attack once again. Jackson Vick is right there on the 18. His off-track line to squaring it back off that he takes lap after lap. Hub Lucy, I asked Matty B if he wanted to come in studio, and he said that he's dealing with a couple things today and just said he couldn't make it. I don't know. He might still be able to make it next week. I don't know how long he's staying in SoCal after Paula. I don't know if he's going to go to Hangtown or not, but that was the plan, is he would have been in studio tonight. He actually would have been trying to race the 450 race in studio while also calling the 250 action, and we were going to have a whole thing about it. But, he's going through some things. I hope he's going to be okay. And he is still racing the 450 class tonight. So we'll watch him here in Moto 2 coming up. But that is why he is not in studio. Ooh, sideways. Cash Woods off the track, and there is that pass for Jackson Vick. We were pretty much waiting for the moment for it to happen. And Jackson Vick, once again, really solidifying his overall win here today, moving back into 4th place. Actually, check that. That's now 3rd. Dallaire was off the track when we didn't see him. So that is now a 2-3 performance for Jackson Vick. Looking sharp on the 18 machine. Oh, whoa, easy, sunshine. Those guys back there are still battling. Cash Woods and Dallaire going at it. So it's not over yet. True. Vic could get cuts, but I don't think he's going to get 22 seconds of cuts, which is what it would take to get pushed behind Logan Leitzel as Woods goes down and Dallaire hits him. So that'll negate any chance of the cuts affecting that. But now Vic goes down on lapped riders. The 49 of Jack Gatlin was down. And Vic is going to get going just as Dallaire and Cash Woods get there again. Oh, and that was Chelsea. So Chelsea was down with them. I didn't even notice him off to the side of the track. That's going to move Vic up into... Oh, and getting almost taken out was Dallaire. Is down in the background went Cash Woods. That's Vic up to 2nd place now. So he's looking at a 2-2 day. Oh, and Dallaire pirouettes off the track and he's down. This track is absolutely biting these guys late. And Chelsea goes down too. So Chelsea, just as that happened, went down again. Woods is going to shoot into 4th, and he'll be right there for 3rd as Chelsea gets going. And Jackson Vick has 9 seconds to the good ahead of this group now. He's going to win the overall, but this will make it a handed overall win in the end. A 2-2 is going to get it done. Chelsea getting a little sideways still. Woods is just trying to keep it close with Dallaire right there behind him. Long gone at the front of the field. 42 seconds for Tharp on this final lap of the race, but the battles are still brewing, and there is Logan Leitzel. And around the outside he goes to get Dallaire to get back into the top 5. So Leitzel has clawed all the way back into this group. Dallaire to the inside trying to get him back, but Leitzel's still ripping to the outside. He's trying to get up alongside Cash Woods. Woods a little sideways. Dallaire now a slide out. And Leitzel fully cooking into this mix. Now into the top 5. Trying to steal a late good result here off a couple more guys. Cash Woods is right there. Chelsea's only 2 seconds ahead of him, and he's getting sideways as Cash Woods. Jumps off the track, back on again. Meanwhile, up front, 2 corners to go. Braden Tharp, after a dismal 9th place finish in Moto 1, came back absolutely livid in Moto 2 and worked them all. The champ is back on top. He wins Moto 2 here at Fox Raceway. Nice underflip over the line. Jackson Vick looks like he's going to win the overall. Chelsea's still trying to go at him as Leitzel's still trying to close up on Cash Woods. Vic trying to work these final couple corners. Looks like it is going to be a TSZZ Productions 1-2 overall. But this man will take the red plate with him as we head to Hangtown next week. Will it be with a second place or a third place finish in Moto 2? It doesn't matter for the overall, but it matters for points. It will be second place. Jackson Vick wins the opening round here at Paula. It's going to be a 2-3 performance because Chelsea got him on cuts. Cash Woods ends up in 4th. Leitzel 5th. Dallaire 6th. And Joey Carter gets all the way back to 7th in the end. Johnny Padani 8th actually might steal a late podium here. Yeah, that should do it actually. 3-8. Gonna have Leitzel covered, I think. Leitzel 7-5 versus a 3-8. Yeah, so Padani got it. 3-8 gets on the box. Elliott Person 9th. And Isaiah Dickerson rounds out the top 10. Spies, Parker, Stevenson, Sullivan, Ortiz, Bednar, DeRigo, Colin Allen, your Moto 1 winner, 18th. Caden Kepke, 19th. Devin Cook, 20th. And Feitosa, lap down in 21st, got a point. But that is Moto 2 of the 250s done and dusted. We're going to grab a couple more skins out of the server. There's your overall results. Vic, Tharp, Padani, Leitzel, Person. The top 5 finishers here from round 1 of the 250 class at Paula. So we're going to jump out of the server real quick, grab a couple things. But we are going to send you guys to a quick commercial break. We'll be back on the other side of this with more Pro Motocross and MX Simulator live on Start Your Systems TV.
Have you been to the area's premier radio-controlled hobby shop and raceway? Underground Raceway and Hobbies in Great Northern Mall has 2 indoor tracks for racing at every experience level. Don't have your own car? No problem. You can rent one from us. When you're ready to get your own, we've got an on-site hobby shop with everything you need, including all the popular brands. Underground Raceway and Hobbies has kits for land, sea, and air. Cars, boats, planes, you name it. Come see us next to Dick's in the Great Northern Mall in Clay.
Welcome back in, everyone, to round number 1 of the 2026 Pro Motocross season in MX Simulator from Paula in California. My name is Kellen Brower, and we have one more race left to get through tonight. It is 450 Moto 2. In case you missed us in 450 Moto 1, let's take you through what the results were, shall we? It was the number 696 of Payson Johnson, 2-time Pro Motocross champion, on top. Ahead of the 1 of Seth Carr, the 25 of Cade Matherly, 3rd. Braden Carter was 4th, ahead of Braden Castellaneta, rounding out your top 5. Wyatt Grant, 6th. Alexis Leclerc, 7th. Austin Pardelow, 8th. Evan Holt was 9th. And Walter Gebhardt rounded out your top 10. So, we have the 2 champs, the more recent champs, going at it against each other, of course. T-Lang also in the mix of recent champs. Alexis Leclerc, 7th in that first moto, was a good ride. But Seth Carr came from way back in the field to get all the way to 2nd in that moto. And in the end, it was only a 7.2 second gap between himself and Payson Johnson. So if he gets a good start in race 2, are we on for a burner? Or are we going to see ourselves a walk away from the defending champion? Payson Johnson's going to try to stop it, as will many others in the field. And we'll see what happens when we drop the gate here in Moto 2, coming at you in just a few moments. Of course, great to have everyone with us here tonight for the opening round of the championship. We've had really good viewership so far. If you're just joining us, I'm sure the question has been asked many times and I didn't always answer it, but I will be streaming the first 3 rounds of outdoors for sure. So you will see us here live next week on Start Your Systems TV for Hangtown and Thunder Valley the week after that. But I will, unless something changes, need to take a break after that. Once we get to High Point, Southwick, Redbud, and Millville, I am going to all of those races. So I will be traveling that week. I will be home Wednesdays, but it's super difficult to only see my family 3 days a week and take one of those days completely away from them to do work and stream. So I try to get those days back when I can, and if it doesn't make financial sense for me to do it, then I will not do it. So you won't see me for those rounds, at least for now, but we will be doing Washougal. Then we will be obviously off for the Loretta's break, and I will be at Unadilla. Then I will do Ironman, and then we'll be off for Butts Creek. So that's the current schedule as of now, but if anything changes, I will let you guys know. Thank you to Ben Points, 2240 in chat, $5 donation. Thanks for streaming this, Kellen. 450MX Paula predictions. Oh, if you listen to the Moto 60 show today, I was on with Steve Mathis, and I predicted that it's going to be Jet Lawrence, Joe Shimoda to win the opening rounds, but that is just my take. Of course, I'd love to hear all of your guys in chat as well. Here we go. It is time to drop the gate in 450 Moto 2. We're off and running. Who's going to get the stats guy whole shot? In at turn number 1, it's Jeremy Schiabro on the 36 who gets there first, but it's Braden Carter who comes through and grabs the whole shot from the rest of the field. Carter leads Schiabro, Gebhardt, Wyatt Grant, Tyler Moore inside the top 5. Oh, this is going to be good. Payson Johnson outside of the top 20. Seth Carr about 16th for your early predictions there for all those guys. But Braden Carter is off to a good one. 4th in Moto 1. 2 great starts here tonight. And he's leading here early in Moto 2. Through the waves, the first lap of the race. Gebhardt now up into the 2 spot behind him. It's 3 District Designs KTMs. 1, 2, and 3. There is Schiabro feeling the heat already from Matthew Cook on the Atlas Co. 172 Yamaha. Trying to get up the inside, doesn't quite make the move. Alec Horn right there as well. Jeremy Siebold with a good start. T. Lang on the 5. Seth Shirley, his teammate. Much better starts for both of these guys in this moto, as there is Alexis Leclerc, Devin Davis, and then the champ. The number 1 of Seth Carr, and he gets landed on. Precarious spot, and he gets hit again. Kind of stuck right here. He's going to lose several positions and fall back behind the 239 machine. That is Jeremy Shipley. Gets right back by him at the bottom of the hill to make amends of that very quickly. 696 of Payson Johnson is not in this group either. Is he outside of our top 38 positions that I can see? That's not good for him. The car is in a world of hurt here. Look at this, is what a mid-pack start feels like right now. Got guys on either side of you, outside, coming back around. 3 wide basically in front of you. He's going to try to go far right. Does it work to get this inside rut hooked? He's going to try to jump across and get back to the inside here. Kind of forces a couple other guys to jam on the brakes, but he's up to 15th. Almost jumps on the back of Heilman. Almost jumps into Heilman. Oh, man, Colin Allen, that's brutal. Headset going out on the gate. no sound for the whole moto and you still ended up with a points-paying position is absolutely incredible. As Carr almost lost it on the Dragon's back right there. So we'll move away from Carr because there's races out front afoot. As Carter tries to get away from Gebhardt. Schiabro's still third. Alec Horn has moved into fourth. And look at Siebel trying to make it a District Designs 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh. Well, Payson Johnson is out of the moto. Unfortunate news from the sidelines. Payson Johnson has disconnected from the server. So your Moto 1 winner is out of it. And a non-factor from here. We all wanted to see that fight between he and Seth Carr, and one bad start has spoiled it. So once he's not having fun, he disconnects. Seawolt has made that pass on Alec Horn, who went down. So it's a District 1, 2, 3, 4 right now. Tyler Lang is up to 5th. Good start for T. Lang this time. As we mentioned, it was 12th in the first moto. He actually did pretty good to kind of make amends and work his way through the field. And for the 2021 Outdoor Champion, just any sort of top 5 result, I think, is going to be considered a win at this opening round. There are better tracks that still lay ahead for T. Lang. Leclerc also. Solid performance. 7th in the first moto. 6th right now, but he's going for a bit of a ride, and Seth Shirley's going to go by. So back to 7th, matching his number. Alec Horn has slipped back to 8th, as we mentioned. Austin Schaefer now 9th with Ash Deering in 10th. And look at this train of riders right here. You got Schaefer, Deering, B. Lars, Devin Davis, John Heilman, Chase Blakely, Matthew Cook, who just went down, Ben Nerona, who goes by them, Partolo, and then the one of Seth Carr trying to get all the way through this really interesting train of riders. Good run through the whoops right there for the 30 of Heilman, trying to close up on Devin Davis. This train is absolutely awesome. So many good riders in this mix, battling each other inside and outs, and there is Carr weaving up the inside of Partolo. Next up, Nerona. Ooh, outside for Nerona, almost into the tough blocks. Crossing back over. If you're Carr, this is like, what do I even do right now? Oh my gosh, Nerona, that pass on Blakely, and then just absolutely fishtailing all the way through the ruts. Still gets the triple. Just sending it right now. And Carr's like, yeah, man, whatever, have fun. Oh, change to the lead up front, by the way. Carter, who was in the lead, went down, and Walter Gebhardt has taken over the race lead. So 10th in the first moto, now leads Moto 2. You also have the 36 of Schiabro up here. He was 15th in the first moto. And Siebolt, who was dead last in the first moto. He got 40th, so did not score points. Also up here. And T-Lang actually stands a pretty good shot at a decent overall score by being in the mix. He's now up to 3rd. And not sure what happened to Carter, but he did lose the lead. He's going to get back by his teammate right there. Seth Shirley trying to go with him. Get to the outside of the 10 of Siebolt. Big scrub over that middle triple jump. As Siebolt keeping number 44 of Seth Shirley at bay. Leclerc also in the background. Oh my gosh, a huge one for Jeremy Siebolt, and he takes out Shirley with him. who was an unsuspecting victim on the right-hand side of the track, nowhere to go. And now a big crash going up the hill for the 66 ride of Austin Schaefer allows Alec Horn into the mix. You also have Ash Deering. This is that whole battle. Larson, Davis, there's Carr up the inside. Now into 11th. Loving the 101 look for B-Lars here. Very clean. Good looking stuff. Carr trying to get to the inside on the downhill as B-Lars crosses back over to defend. And Carr, you just feel like kind of biding his time working through these guys. Inside line here, trying to do that double off the inside roller. Doesn't quite get to the line. Goes to the far inside of this corner. Almost nobody's made that work, and he still almost did it. Right-hand side goes to the outside here, and scrubs alongside B-Lars. Doolies. Over the finish line jump. Does he still try to get to the inside here where he's been going? Nah, middle rut. Thought better of it. Didn't want to completely chop the line off, but goes to the outside here, trying to get Deering. Oh, Deering jumping over that tough block to the outside. So many different line choices through the field. It's kind of cool to see the different approaches everyone takes to go around this racetrack. As Carr down the inside of Deering is going to pull up alongside, rip over the top of that Dragon's back, and move himself up into 9th. Definitely on the move again, and doing it very methodically. Not trying to overdo it. If you're just joining us, Payson Johnson, DNF Moto 2, out on lap 1 of this race. As Alec Horn has now been passed by Carr as well. Go back up to the front and see Walter Gebhardt. Still 3.5 seconds to the good in the race lead. Right now, Braden Carter is actually sitting in a position to win the overall by 1 point over Gebhardt. But obviously, Carr just going to keep inching points away. So Braden Carter, who is, again, not known for his outdoor skills, looking like he is in position for, at the very least, a really good podium performance, if not the overall win tonight, if he can get the ball rolling a little bit from this position. Trying to bring T-Lang with him as they close up on Jeremy Schiabro. And we'll watch the onboard from T-Lang here to see his perspective of this racetrack. 2:09.8 last time by. Was one of the fastest on the track. Follows it up with a 2:12.0. Tightening up a little bit right here. You can see Schiabro, who just got passed by Braden Carter, now falling into the clutches here of T-Lang. Scrubbing that table down, just trying to get that power back to the ground. Right through that middle rut. There's some speed over the top. Inside rut here. Up over. Honestly, I'll give credit to the track crew because a lot of people said this track was really difficult and kind of annoying, but there are so many different line options that people are taking. Like, every corner, someone's trying something different. It kind of feels one-lined in some areas. Obviously, here at the top, everyone tries to go to the top, but look at far inside versus middle rut here. They both kind of work. I dig it, you know? Like, that worked out pretty good. This middle to outside rut, cross back over into third place. I think Squiddy got the inside messed up just a little bit, so it didn't help. But a nice move in the end. Ooh, and that was Deering going down as Carr was trying to go by, and B-Lars crosses the line up. Carr is not having a very Seth Carr-like day outside of his crazy ride through the field in the first moto. We're going to go back and get a Matty B check-in. There he is, 32nd place for our lovable 2016 250 Outdoor Champion, Matthew Burkeen. Excited to see him again this weekend. Just saw him at the Glen Helen Stopwatch Nationals a few weeks ago. Look at that. He's fighting his way forward. He's moving up a couple more spots. He's only 20 some odd seconds, 25 seconds off of points right now. So keep grinding, Matty B. Keep an eye on him throughout the race. So work our way back to the front. 2.8 second lead. Gebhardt over Carter. Carter is definitely starting to move. 209.291 last time by. One of the fastest on the track. In fact, the fastest lap on the track. And has the fastest lap of the race in hand. 208.906. I feel like Gebhardt is riding a fantastic race out front, and we're probably not giving him enough credit, but Carter now looks like he is really locked in and is trying to close the gap down on his teammate. So is it only a matter of time that Gebhardt is able to keep the lead out here? Yo, shout out Carl Novak using his Prime sub over on Twitch. TGO. TGO, it is the great outdoors. We are back. 15 months of using that Prime sub for Carl Novak, and we greatly appreciate you, good sir, for the support. Carter ripping that outside line. Just cooking right now. Don't ask me, the chat's the people that said it. Chat is letting us know that Braden Carter is cooking right now. Oh, wait a minute. Where did Gebhardt go? Gebhardt is down twice after the finish, it looks like. Weird double fall off then. I didn't even see him down. I was looking at timing and scoring. We go back to Carter, and now he's in the race lead over T-Lang. Talk about a turnaround in the second moto. 12th in the first moto. Tyler Lang is only 5 seconds off the lead now. Man, this is a very topsy-turvy opening round of the championship, and that would put T-Lang on the box overall. Hey, shout out Chase Dunny as well. That's my guy Chase Donovan. Using his Prime sub, 5 months of Prime subbing up over on Twitch. Thank you so much for the support. So Gebhardt back to third, Schiabro fourth. Seth Shirley is clawed into the top 5 now. And remember, Shirley was not having a good time in the first moto, all the way down in 20th. Oh my gosh, shout out my guy, Luke Chef, $50 donated. It's good to see our first Kellen MX Sim or MX stream in a full year. Thanks for the hard work. No, thank you guys for the hard work. You're the ones behind the scenes making this possible for us every single week to go racing. And thank you guys, seriously, for the support over the years. So shout out to Luke Chef for that $50 dono. That is awesome. Appreciate the support. And yeah, we still got a hell of a race coming to our front porch here, as Seth Carr is still just in 8th place. 2 8 scores right now, which is good enough for second overall with how topsy-turvy of a day it's been. But Braden Carter's 4-1. Looking like he might leave here with the red plate. I don't know if I'll ever be in the booth, to be honest. It's a dream job of mine. I would definitely love to have it, but I mean, like, I don't see Jason Wygant giving up his position and doing it for the next 20 years or so. So maybe in 20 years when I'm in my 50s, it becomes a potential. But then at that point, there's probably going to be younger talent they would maybe go after. So yeah, of course I'd love to. I always, let them know that it's something I'm interested in, but they have their core group of guys, and certainly the NBC folks also really has a group that they like to stay closely knit with. So someday maybe, but we will just be waiting in the wings until they do. Outside line for Seth Carr on Alec Horn. Gets that job done. Up to P7 now. But a pretty big gap to this man. Alexis Leclerc in 6th. He is right behind the 44 of Seth Shirley, so they're having a good battle. Shirley looks like he's wicked it up even since we've just gone on board with him, opened that gap up a little bit more on Leclerc. Well, you can never count out Leclerc, man. He's that sneaky Frenchman. He's got crafty little lines all around the racetrack that he likes taking. Shifts all the way up to 5th everywhere, then all the way back to 1st for the corners. 5-time champ in the outdoors. I mean, my phone is always available. If Canada wanted me to do it, I would absolutely call Canada. The problem with Loretta's, I did Loretta's in 2023, but genuinely, no one gets paid to do that. Like, not even I got $0 to work 7 days that week and call probably like 70 races. So, just did it for the love of the game. Like, wanted to go call it, and I worked for a company at that time that would let me do it. They're not going to let me do it now because I don't work for them anymore. So that's just the way it works, But, yeah, GPs. JT gets to do the GPs because he's paid an assload of money to MXGP for fly racing to be involved. And then they say, like, yeah, whatever you want to do. And so he gets to call races because of that. Paul Malin does an excellent job. I'm never once wanting to step on his foot or take that position. But, yeah, Canada, Indian Supercross, Brazil Supercross, whatever. Like, I'm game to do it all if they need my services. Look at Braden Carter, man. 10-second lead on Tyler Lang. Is this the day that Braden Carter becomes an outdoor guy? Never really has been. I think he only has 4 or 5 outdoor wins to his credit. I don't know. iMoto will probably correct me if I'm wrong again. But this has been a tremendous day for Braden Carter thus far. It's not over yet. Still got that 9 minutes and 2 laps left to work through. Keep tabs on this man, though. Seth Carr, he's starting to get the ball rolling again. 209.257 last time by. Second overall, 6 points back, though. Ooh, that front end kick. Horn, Nerona, and Larson rounding out our top 10. This is a pretty good ride for B-Lars, quietly. Won't get talked about enough, but he was 23rd in the first moto, so a top 10 would be a vast improvement there. I think his teammate, the Atlas Co. 27 of Wyatt Grant, wants a word with him about that, though. Of course, Grant was 6th in the first moto, so trying to optimize a good day at the office here. Get a couple top 10 finishes would be huge for him. And there he is to the outside of his teammate. Up the inside, and Wyatt Grant is now into a top 10 position. We'll see if he stays here for the rest of the 8 minutes plus 2 laps still to go. Jeff Cooper, quiet performance for him on the Yogi Honda, which, by the way, as some of you may have seen from the MXGP side, from the launch of the Canadian team, the Honda team, there will be blue fenders on Jet and Hunter Lawrence's Hondas when we go racing this weekend, and Joe Shimoda's and Chance Hymas's. It's just the nature of the business. I think it looks absolutely awful. Those bikes look terrible with it, but Honda wants to do it. So congratulations, whoever the marketing exec at Honda is that thought that was a good idea. They will be on those bikes outdoors this year, so sucks to see it, but it's what it's going to be. It's like Bilar's had a little tip over back to 13th. There's Ash Deering. Jeremy Siebold, who was up there early on, all the way back to 15th place for the 10. Not a good ride there. Chase Blakely, 16th. 17th for Austin Schaefer. Spectro Concepts having a good performance for them here. Good to see some unfamiliar teams get in the mix. Like, we got all the District Designs and the JIBR Co's, Nexus, Twizy, all those. Like, we see them, you know, they're there every week. But Spectro Concepts, a little bit of underrated program, getting a guy in the points for 17th place. I dig it. I like the look. It's clean. Devin Davis holding down the 18th position. Just in front of Kyle Boardman. Speaking of Nexus there in 19th, and Nicholas Langstrup rounds out 20th, but he's going down. Frank Jackson, Team Nami, and FM are going to go by. And Langstrup's going to get going in 21st place. But remember, thanks to our weird SMX system, 21st place gets a point. Ooh, Leclerc got Shirley. How about this? A little bit of a changeover, and Leclerc now into the top 5 here. RJ cannot go back to the 250 class. He can't race 250 Supercross. He is pointed out. He was in the class long enough. He won a title. He had 1 year to defend. He chose to go opposite coast and lost the East title, and he is out. So you can't. He can race 250 outdoors, but he can't race 250 Supercross. Oh, that front end over that inside rut. For Leclerc, looked like it wanted to just ease itself over that rut. There's your points as they run, overall as they run. Carter's still sitting on top over Carr, Lang, Gebhardt, and Leclerc now moves into the top 5 overall position. 7-5 day for him. Shirley looks like he still would like to say something about it, just is not close enough to actually say anything about it. Meanwhile, Seth Carr is starting to wind it up a little bit more late in this race. 2:12 last time by, wasn't particularly fast, but he's down to 3.5 seconds back of the battle for 5th place. So if he can run down Shirley and Leclerc, might be on to get a couple more points his way before this is all done and dusted. Why are the Euros coming over? Supercross and money is absolutely the answers. A lot of guys that grew up in Europe, they grew up racing or watching Supercross and loving it. Prado said he watched Supercross more than he did MXGP growing up. The Coonins have absolutely said they were much more invested in what Supercross was than they ever did MXGP. So that's part of it. But yeah, the money. There is no money in MXGP aside from gear deals and team deals and a couple outside sponsors. But you don't get a purse. There's no purse for winning MXGP. So there's none of that. The bonus program is a little bit less in the USA, so winning races, winning overall championships, a little bit less in the USA. So yeah, there's more money, there's more opportunity. The SMX title itself, even if you can get in the top 10, is more money than they make prize money in anything they can do in Europe. So there's a lot of that leads into it. And I think that's why you're seeing more influx of those guys as Leclerc goes down. And Shirley moves into 5th, but will it be for just the moment as Carr is inching closer? And Schiabro's not too far ahead of that either. So Carr would need to get all the way to 2nd to win the overall. I mean, he's 27 seconds behind that. But he has a chance of at least getting to 4th. I think the reason the Coonins are doing the 3 races here this year that they have announced is because they are coming in 27. That is my final story, and I'm sticking to it. Do I have crazy insight on that? No, not really. I don't have anything new that you guys haven't heard. But I do think that this is a bit of like a let's test the waters. If we really like it there, we're coming. So I would even care to venture if they come to Thunder Valley and things are pretty good, if they both battle for wins, if they're in the mix, they might sign then. So, yeah, I don't know. If I could reformat Outdoors, how would you do it? I would not reformat Outdoors, but what I would instead do is cut Supercross down to a 15-round series and have no off weeks with Supercross, so you can start Outdoors in like right as May starts and get through Outdoors before August. So you start May 6th Outdoors, you take two off weeks, which gets you through 11 rounds of Outdoors before the first week of April, or the first week of August. Loretta's is after Outdoors. There's a 2-week break after that. SMX, so you're done the first week of September, and these guys have a longer off season. So 15 Supercrosses, 11 Outdoors, 3 SMX. That gets you 29 rounds of racing. And everyone is done by early September so that we can have legit off seasons for these guys instead of burn them out at the stick. So as you saw, Seth Carr did get into 4th. He got around Shirley and Leclerc. We were watching it right there. But this man is still in cruise control out front and about to check in to get the 2-lap board. Whoa, and Carter goes down with the lead. He is still going to retain the race lead and actually got up very fast. Good Lord. I thought it was going to come down to about 5 seconds, but I think it's still going to be about 7. Yeah, 7.5. Got up very fast, so now 2-lap board is out, and try to go into lockdown mode if you can. Yeah, Carr would have to get up to 2nd to beat Carter. But a 4-2, well, if he goes 4-2, so if Carter loses the lead to Lang here late, they would still be tied 4-2, 2-4. And Carter would obviously get the overall win. But they would be tied on points, so I would guess they would both run the red plates next week. So back to cruise control he goes. Gebhardt's still holding on to a solid 3rd position, which is keeping this man away from a chance at winning this opening round. Leclerc rounds out your top 5. Shirley 6th. Schiabro's 7th to slip back behind Shirley now. Not over yet, though. He's still trying to get there. Good fight between these two in the closing stages of Moto 2. Well, P-Bow, the reason why I mentioned starting in May is because the weather is, I mean, at least here in California, the weather is excellent in May. So you start in like some decent weather, yes, it will get kind of hot by July, but if you're done before August, you're done. But like August and September, to me, are really the worst months in terms of heat. Like July can be pretty bad. June is not that bad, and May is not bad at all. So if you can squeeze 11 rounds into May through July, get 3 months of moto done, and only take 1 weekend off, you're not going to have too many like ridiculously. You're going to have some hot races, but you're not going to have any that are like literally killing people, I think. So that's why I say that. I mean, the flip side of it to me then would be take the summer off and run outdoors, like start outdoors in like late August, early September, and finish in October, end of October, or like early November. So I think you should keep it 30-minute plus 2-lap motos, because otherwise you're taking away too much legacy of the sport. They used to do 45 plus 2s. Now they do 30 plus 2s. You want to go down to 25 plus 2s? Like, how much of that are we going to keep diminishing the value of what the sport used to be? So, by the way, iMoto, quickly, how many overall wins does Carter have? If you could get that for me, that would be excellent. Because this is the first time in a long time that I can remember Carter not only winning a moto, but yeah, the overall too is going to be a big one for him. Working the final lap here is Braden Carter, the 4-time Supercross champion. But he will tell anybody who listens, I am not an outdoor guy. I don't like it. I haven't ever gelled with it. It's not my thing. It's his thing today. And when we thought Payson Johnson versus Seth Carr might be the show in race 2, it's turned into the Braden Carter show. He has never won a 450 overall. His last 250 overall, Ironman 2021. So finally, it's a breakthrough. First time in his career, Braden Carter is a winner in 450 motocross and MX Simulator. 4-1 here at Paula. Gets it done. Tyler Lang should be on the box with 3rd overall. Great job to get back up there after a 12th in Moto 1. Gebhardt, 3rd here in Moto 2. And Seth Carr, 2nd overall, will be the best he can hope for tonight. It was a 2-4 for the champ. And he'll be 4 points down going into Hangtown next week of his teammate. Alexis Leclerc looks like he'll round out a top 5 performance here in Moto 2. Good ride for him. Seth Surley 6th, Giabro 7th. Alec Horn very quietly impressive 8th. And Ben Arona turned it around in Moto 2 to get 9th. Cade Matherly, who was 3rd in Moto 1, will get 10th. So he should be pretty close in the mix for a top 5 overall. I think he's going to just miss out. But it's not over yet. We got a fight actually going on for 10th place, and it's going to go in the hands of Wyatt Grant. But Matherly goes from off track to get back on in front of him. Big whip from Wyatt Grant trying to keep it close to Matherly. These battles coming all the way down to the line. And down goes Wyatt Grant, just like that. So there you saw the overalls as they run. Ben Arona done over the line. Ash Deering 12th. Austin Schaefer 13th. Vilars 14th. Kyle Boardman in 15th. Jeff Cooper 16th. They're having a fight to the flag, though. Chase Blakely 17th. Tyler Moore 18th. Frank Jackson 19th. Nicholas Langstrop 20th. And Evan Holt 21st. Will score a point no matter what because Hunter Ash was a lap down. Lucas Arriagada. Matt Burkeen 24th. Tucker Zimmerman, Jeremy Shipley, D. Davis, Pachone, Ryan, Seabolt, Spicer, Castellaneta, Hall, Cook, Partalode, Marchini, Heilman, Race Coble, O'Brien, and Payson Johnson did not finish Moto 2. His Carter Phils looks like a district bike. Yeah, he's District Designs. He owns Phils, but he is a District Designs rider. So there you have it. Round 1. Braden Carter gets the win. Jackson Vick gets the win in the 250s. And we have 2 different red plate holders heading into round number 2. How about that, folks? How about that? And that will do it for us here at round number 1 of the Pro Motocross Championship. We did 3.5 hours live for you, people. And we hope you enjoyed every single second of it here on Start Your Systems. I'm going to go hang out with my wife before she goes to bed because she is probably about to fall asleep. But, yeah, 40 riders went at it tonight. 4 different motos here at Fox Raceway. And the winners, of course, Braden Carter and Jackson Vick heading to Hangtown next week. We'll be back same time, same place for that second round at Hangtown next week. Can't wait to see you guys there. But for Kellen Brower and all of us here at Start Your Systems, thanks for tuning in to round 1 of Pro Motocross here in MX Simulator from Paula, California. We'll see you next week up north in Sacramento for round 2. So long for now.